virtually ground to a halt.
FIVEAA News. Always Adelaide. The latest local, national and international news for South Australia. This is FIVEAA News. Always Adelaide.
A shower or two this afternoon, sunny tomorrow 19. With the 4 o'clock news, I'm Mel Usher.
Aged 45 to 49, search Australian Government free bowel screening kit and order yours today.
After announcing he's on medical leave, David Spears says he doesn't plan on making any further statements regarding the video he claims is a deepfake. In today's written statement, he said the last few days have been exceptionally distressing and he needs to concentrate on his health. The video of him appearing to snort a white powder in his kitchen was made public on Monday night, the former opposition leader calling it a digital hoax. These locals in his southern suburb seat of Black have mixed views.
He's a good man.
I think we absolutely have to keep our minds open to that possibility. I believe in the benefit of the doubt for anyone, particularly in a digital age where that stuff's actually reasonably achievable.
It looks very realistic, and his actions afterwards are very in hiding because he's making himself look guilty.
A murder at Seaton last night is being described as a pre-planned attack as police continue their search for at least one suspect. Scott Phillips was fatally stabbed outside his home on Carey Avenue just after 10. Superintendent Des Bray says the victim was lured outside.
This was a pre-planned attack. It was an ambush in the sense that switching the power off lured him outside. The person was armed, he was waiting, and he unleashed a furious attack on the victim.
The bus driver abandoned his responsibility to his passengers in last year's Hunter Valley wedding bus tragedy, according to the judge, and he's been jailed for at least 24 years. Brett Andrew Burton killed 10 people and injured 25 others. Leonie's sister and niece were victims. She's welcomed the sentence, but says it's too early to talk about closure.
The result that they got was tremendous for us. It will never bring back my beautiful sister Nadine. It will never bring back my sassy niece Kaya. Our lives have changed forever.
6 current or former politicians are under investigation by the National Anti-Corruption Commission. The watchdog has not named the parliamentarians whose behaviour is being examined. Another 3 current or former parliamentary staff are also being investigated for corruption. The eating of pets raised in the US presidential debate between Donald Trump and Kamala Harris today. The former president used the debate to paint a dire picture of the country, saying the US is a dying nation and repeating false claims that Democrats support the abortion of babies after they're born. Mr. Trump also raised claims about migrants from Haiti, even though local officials have already categorically rejected them.
In Springfield, they're eating the dogs, the people that came in. They're eating the cats. They're eating the pets of the people that live there. And this is what's happening in our country.
Cold Chisel will play the Velo 500 this year, despite Jimmy Barnes' latest health setback. There were concerns the band may pull out of the event, but a spokesman says the band's tour, including the Adelaide date in November, are going ahead. Now turning to FIVEAA Sport.
Hearing Australia, voted most trusted hearing provider. Call 134 432 or visit hearing.com.au.
Dylan Williams and Josh Sin are among a group of players pushing for inclusion for Port Adelaide's semi-final against Hawthorn on Friday night. Todd Marshall and Ollie Lord are also in the mix, as is Will Lorenz. The side will be announced tomorrow night. Hawthorn has confirmed Jai Sarong will come into the side for the injured Sam Frost. Australian hockey player Tom Craig has been slapped with a 12-month suspension, 6 months suspended after being arrested for buying cocaine on a night out during the Paris Olympics. And the Socceroos were held to a 0-0 draw by Indonesia in a World Cup qualifier in front of 80,000 fans in Jakarta. Now checking FIVEAA traffic.
Keys of physiotherapy, rehabilitation and strength training. Build strength with precision at Keys of Norwood.
So what am I to look out for today at Redwood Park, Hancock Road near Milne Road? Got a smash at Croydon, making things slow the Savo, Torrens Road near South Road, and Boom Gates are down at Prospect. That's not ideal. Churchill Road near Pym Street. Busy right now, Brighton Road, Brighton, with a camera, Collins Lane at Hackham. Sub Dog is back at Subway. Bigger and better than ever. Don't miss out. Order yours now on the Subway app. Available at participating restaurants for a limited time only. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Now the 5AA forecast.
Get the Toyota Forklift Advantage. Visit toyotamaterialhandling.com.au.
A shower or two this afternoon, sunny tomorrow 19, Friday mostly sunny 19, Saturday partly cloudy, also 19. Right now it's 17 degrees. Now let's check what's happening on 9 News tonight.
I'm Brenton Braglis. Tonight, power cut to a Seaton home to lure out a teenager who was then ambushed and murdered. Former opposition leader David Spears takes medical leave after a video emerged appearing to show him snorting white powder. Fruit and veg, which chain offers the freshest and the best value? And details for the Royals Australian Tour. 9 News. Your news, nightly at 6 on 9 and on 9 Now.
Stay informed, get involved. 5AA, always Adelaide. The 5AA Sports Show.
Get around the little bar!
Stephen Rowe and Tim Jennifer.
Pick the beauty! Yes, 6 after 4 on this Wednesday afternoon. Cracking sunny day out there across Adelaide. Well, dust has settled now. We've reached the midweek and we're on the downslide towards week 2 of the finals. The anticipation is building. Welcome, Rowey and Timmy G.
Oh, you love this time of year. Thank you, Sammy. The days are getting longer. How good. And the pressure on, I guess, Port winning a final at home gets hotter and harder. They take on Hawthorn Friday night. Timmy, we're getting closer. And generally, as we get close to the game, you get more confident. You start to think, well, no, I trust my team. I trust that... Oh, you're looking at me, big. What's that look?
Yeah, we are getting closer. We're getting closer.
You have no confidence, do you?
Well,
You've lost it.
I've definitely lost trust.
Yeah. So have I.
I've lost trust.
Yeah.
And an 84-point loss in a final and saying you didn't turn up is probably why.
Yeah, okay. But the stat in the last 2 decades,
like that.
11 games, the sides that have lost by over 50.
I'm hanging on to everything.
All of them, 11 out of 11, you're
Yes.
the 12th, have gone in to win the next semi.
Correct. So let's live by that stat.
Well, I live by trends. I'm
Yeah.
a trend kind of guy.
Oh, no doubt. I can see that by the way you dress.
Timmy, I've got bell bottoms on. They're still in vogue.
Very nice.
Here we go. Port Adelaide, well, they take on Hawthorn. We know that Friday night. Looks like it's curtains on the season if you lose. Well, it is. Maybe Kemp, we don't know. And a key forward called Charlie Dixon, possibly playing his last game, again, if they lose. That's this Friday against Hawthorn. Here's Charlie. He's on our 5AA driving with Dixon. Here's what he said.
We didn't show up on the weekend, but hey, we've got this weekend to prove that wrong and see that we can still do it and that I can still do it, I guess. Everyone's sort of calling for me to retire and, yeah, I guess it was my fault. But, hey, that's the way it goes. It's I think I'm a player that people love to hate.
Well, I don't... He doesn't come across like that to me. When he's on, he is so valuable.
Yeah, I don't think he's a player, especially Port people love to hate. I don't know about opposition, but certainly Port people have always, I think, liked Charlie and loved the way he goes about it. But yeah, it was a horror night, and he wasn't Pat Malone.
No. And it doesn't all get laid at his feet.
Can't.
What I do know about guys like Charlie, and for that matter, your captain who's getting a bit of heat as well, Connor Rowey, they are fierce competitors. They are proud men, and they will respond.
Well, they all should be. They all should be exactly in that boat because there's a big response required Friday night to beat the Hawks.
I know Scotty did his team. I know also you've had a bit of look at yours. This is what I do, and I've said this Monday, but for air, I'd have Radaglia out. Now, there's talk that Marshall's in. Now, I don't mind that. I wouldn't put him in because he hasn't played for 6 weeks, but they're likely to do that. I think DBJ has to go forward.
100%.
You can't leave him back.
100%.
So that means either Fraser Evans or Narkles out as the sub. You look at their smalls. Now, Geelong had 3 that tore you apart. We spoke about that well before the game. Well, this mob's got 6. They get up the ground, they lose you on the way back. They just are multi-dimensional. They're hard at it. So you need a couple of lockdown defenders. I don't know whether Josh Sin can do it. Dylan Williams certainly can. I'd maybe put them both in and I'd drop Zerk Thatcher. Now, that's a tough call. But you've got enough coverage down the back. You've got a Lear down there. Bergman can play tall and Burton.
Yeah, you just got to make sure you can cover off Chol when he goes down and the like, tall-wise. So, yeah, it's a...
Well, can't Bergman do Chol?
Potentially.
Oh, okay.
Potentially, but yeah, maybe a bit
You don't
too
like
tall.
that, do you?
It's probably a little bit small for my liking. I do like the 2 Keys and Bergman. I do like that. He's just got to play better. That's as simple as that.
Well, Port is picking their team tonight. You're a selector. Who's in and who's out? Have you say 822 300 00. Say it again. All you have to do is call and you go into the running, into the draw, onto the standby list to come with you and I on a plane to Melbourne, staying at our hotel, coming on our bus, walking with us, drinking with us, and doing everything with us.
To the grand final.
To the grand final.
All you got to do is call.
Give us a call. For me, I don't reckon this final is about the Port. I think this is about, what I'm trying to say, this final for me, and what I'm watching about with Port Adelaide, is about how your leaders respond, how the players respond, and how your leaders lead after last week's final. I think it's more about them stepping up, showing up, and standing up than it is about Ken's future. Would you agree with that statement?
Yeah, 100%. I think it's really on the group.
This is on the players.
Absolutely.
But everyone's laying it at Ken. Oh, he's going to get sick, he's got to go, he's going to walk, he's going to... No. How about you come, you turn up, you play, you show up, and have a great final. Win, lose or draw will take care of itself with Ken.
Your first point is accurate in that we didn't see effort. I think you heard Campo last night say that the pressure rating was like down 30 points. So
yeah, but they're blaming Ken for that. But they're blaming Ken. It's not Ken's fault.
There is a certain element that coaches have to get players ready. Then the player himself has to go out and perform. The player himself has to be prepared mentally to put himself into a finals atmosphere and perform at that level.
Well, that's exactly what Campo said.
And I want
to
see that Friday.
Yeah, you're right. Who agrees with that? 822 300 Love for you to be on that plane with us to the grand final. Lines available now. We're going to take them immediately and you'll go into the running. Sam Mitchell's the coach of Hawthorn. He's a wily old fox. He played that way and he's coaching that way. This is what he said about Port.
I mean, the narrative around Port Adelaide is really interesting, and we obviously have no control over that element. But there's a lot of focus on that they didn't play well last week, and there's a bit of negativity around them. But to me, they finished second. They had won 6 games in a row, including beating Sydney by over 100 points in the stretch before. They had one bad performance, and everyone's writing them off. So we need to not fall into the public persona and the public trap.
I don't think they'll do that. There's no ammo there.
As a coach, though, you've always got to... He's on the medal there, see? He's just going, right...
He's just being diplomatic.
Where is there an opportunity for our players to fall away from their intensity level? This might be it. Yeah. So if they think that, they're just going to be an easy beat, that's my problem. I've got to get my players ready not for that, to make sure they're up and about intensity-wise.
$1.62 favourites. Just say they both bring their best for 4 quarters.
Sorry, who's a $1.62 favourite? You didn't say who.
Hawthorn.
Hawthorn, right, yeah.
Well, just before I got on air, I Googled it, and they're a $1.62 favourite.
Yep.
Well, that's probably about right.
Well,
they beat Bulldogs, and then you lost the 2 finals. If they both turn up for 4 quarters, who are you convinced is best?
Well, last time Port were, so yeah, I'm going to say Port will.
Yeah, I agree with that one. Lee Matthews has a national mindset. We've always known that. I know he played at Hawthorn. He's a born and bred Victorian, but he coached 3 flags at Brisbane. And I've always loved how he advocates it's national, not a Victorian team. He's come up with this little gem.
I just think there should be more acknowledgement of the team that finished on top after the minor rounds. Yep. Well, there should be a trophy, right? Okay. So given it's the VFL's got into the AFL, but it's a national competition, in the VFL SANFL waffle, Foss Williams has coached teams to the top of the ladder at the end of the home and away round 10 times. Make it the Foss Williams Trophy. Top of the ladder.
So number 1 there, that'll never happen again. Will it? A coach can coach a team to the top of the ladder at the end of the home and away. I don't think it could.
I can never say never, but
never say never. So what do you think of that idea?
I just think it goes back, and I appreciate Lee trying to broaden it out and make sure that it's including some national names, as we said, that was played around the country. But for me, it needs to just be a clean slate, start again. Unfortunately, in 1987, Brisbane and the West Coast came into the competition. It was still the VFL. It was still the VFL until 1990. That's when the then VFL made another approach to South Australia to get them in, and they said no. Now, they also said, you're still the VFL, which they were. At the end of 1989.
So Collingwood won the flag that year, won the first AFL flag.
They named themselves AFL in 1990.
Okay.
And then couldn't get SA in, and then did what they did, and Port Adelaide put their hand up, and all the rest of it. So we know the history of that. But that moment, I think they should have said, right, if we're going to be the AFL...
Line in sand.
And we've got to say, it starts here.
Yeah.
And then wipe everything that was in your domestic comp and start again. And
Well, they
be an
should have.
AFL. Now, I think, if anything, I'd be suggesting we start again and go, right, it's been 25 years as the AFL, since 90. Let's start again. Let's wipe the slate clean. And maybe for a period of time it is just, the best and fairest and the leading goal kicker and the like. And maybe just see what we do in the future. Does it have to be always named after something and somebody?
I'd love to go back to 1990 and see how many people on that commission were Victorians. And I think if you did, you'd find that they nearly all were. So that's why they've done it like that. This is what I'd do. I'm going to rename all AFL awards and medals when Tasmania come in 2028. So we've got a moratorium till then. We're going to say, right, 2028, that is now truly a national comp.
Yeah, I like
Now, it might end up that we all vote that it is still called the Norm Smith Medal. It might just land there. But if it is, at least we've all had a chance to vote and say about it. But then the Brownlow should 100% be changed. And let's get a name for that. And it might just be the AFL medal. Yeah. Whatever. 822 300 If you want to come on the kite with Timmy and I to the grand final, get on the blower.
Yep, the standby list is where you can go straight
Timmy's
away.
got his finger up, like you're in grade 1.
I can't believe what I'm reading.
Oh.
Kev sent in a unique homestyle food text and said, hey, Timmy, I hear Rowey's doing a cashy Friday night.
What?
What? You're stealing my work while I'm calling.
I have been known to be a lunch cutter.
Oh, what's going on? You're doing a cashy?
No, I'm not. I think that... I'm coming to the game, obviously, because we're doing the show down at...
Live from Adelaide Oval.
At Adelaide Oval. I'll be sitting in the box.
What's happening afterwards?
Well, nothing. Well, I don't know that I'm doing a cashy.
All right. We'll keep a...
But I wouldn't mind.
Keep a GPS on you.
You know, I can't fit windscreens my whole life, Timmy.
I think he's hiding something from you, Timmy.
Have you seen my shoes? I've had to put polymer on there to keep my soles together.
It's 17 minutes after 4. Every call that goes to where is on the standby list for our grand final package. Jimmy Bartell's going to join us tonight. Where are they now with Roy Laird, newly inducted into the SA Hall of Fame? We have Kate Simpson from the Hawks and Crows women's and Port's women's players, Rochelle Martin and Kirsty Lamb, to join us. Of course, another chance for you to win the Vintech wine cabinet. And tonight, we have so many prizes to give away, but this one might take the cake. A double pass to Port Adelaide semi-final against Hawthorn. You do not want to miss your chance to get along to this game on Friday night. 17 after 4, 8223 0000.
Rowey and Timmy G on the FIVEAA Sports Show.
The National Disability Insurance Scheme does more than support individuals with disabilities. It paves the way for extraordinary people to thrive. FIVEAA is helping you navigate the NDIS by highlighting great NDIS companies that are making a difference, like Anglicare SA provides tailored support to enhance independence and skill development. Anglicare SA, your partner in living the life you choose. Keep listening for more great NDIS businesses here on Adelaide's FIVEAA.
City Discount Tires.
Get saving this month at City Discount Tires. Grab 3 Falcon Zig ZE 310R passenger car tires and get the 4th tyre absolutely free. Experience top-notch performance with exceptional grip on both wet and dry surfaces. Steer your way to citydiscounttires.com.au for even more great deals. City Discount Tires. We're driven by value.
City Discount Tires.
It feels like finals this September as the Host Plus Sample League finals are taking over Adelaide Oval. The action all culminates in celebrating the Festival of Footy on Grand Final Day, Sunday 22nd September. See Adelaide Oval covered with activities for everyone, with kids zones, bars and play on at the free after party in the McGarry Room. The Host Plus Sample League Grand Final. Nothing beats it.
Nothing beats the sample!
The good weather is coming, my friend, and you know what that means? It means it's Barbie weather. And when it's Barbie weather, you got to become the Tong Master.
Oh, Tong Master.
Actually doing hamburgers tonight. Going to be flipping them tonight with the snags, you name it. Now, you've earned the title of Backyard Hospitality Director, so you deserve the very best outdoor kitchen from Adelaide Outdoor Kitchens.
This is a company
Yes.
This is a company. Choose from the best appliances at a bar fridge or a pizza oven, or stun your guests with one of those custom-made concrete benchtop numbers. Boy, are they good. They do indoor concrete benchtops too. There's handmade ones, and they're yours. There's only one.
Unique.
A one-off. Unique.
Yeah, spot on. And call for a consultation or quote today and visit, or go up there. I've been there. Seaford Meadows Showroom. It's at Farrow Circuit. They'll welcome you. Don't worry, Justin and the team are brilliant people. The best backyard hospitality directors choose Adelaide Outdoor Kitchens. Check them out, adelaideoutdoorkitchens.com.au.
SA's own Respirico Healthcare has been supporting South Australians for 20 years. Our goal is to make a positive difference in people's lives with our daily living range. Aids to help with small tasks around the house, to mobility scooters and custom wheelchairs. We also have pressure care beds and mattresses, hoists and lifters, recliner chairs, compression garments and more. Everything you need to maintain your independence and stay active in the community. That's how you start making a positive difference. Respirico Healthcare, 6 stores across SA.
Your baby or toddler loves interacting with you. And with up to 85% of brain development occurring during the first 3 years, talking, playing, reading and singing are the best ways to help grow their minds. For more information, visit wordsgrowminds.org.au.
Specsavers do hearing aids. That's surprising. But here's the real surprise. So do lots of other places. The only difference are the prices. Specsavers are surprisingly low. You know, there's nothing worse than finding out you could have got the same tech for less. So compare prices today on our wide range of top quality, high-tech hearing aids. You'll be pleasantly surprised. Visit us in-store or online for high-definition sound at low Specsavers prices.
Everyday items locked in at low prices for longer. There's more ways than ever to save at Foodland.
The 5AA Sports Show, Rowey and Timmy G.
21 minutes after 4. Do you agree with Lee Matthews? Do you think with the national comp we should be adding Foss Williams to a trophy for the minor premier? Do you think we should wipe the slate clean with the AFL, not the VFL? 8223 0000. Love your thoughts on this. Every caller that goes to air is into the standby list for AFL Grand Final tickets. AFL authorised GF promotion. GF AFL 24/150. Let's check your traffic.
Smash at Croydon to look out for. Torrens Road near South Road. Another collision at Payneham South. Marion Road near the Payneham Cemetery. A bit slow for works at Camden Park, Anzac Highway to Morford Road, and down to 40 at Brooklyn Park, Marion Road near Western Parade. Cameras Barramundi Drive, Hallett Cove, and Briar Road at Felixstowe. The Glenelg BMW sale event starts Thursday with savings equal to the GST. Secure your ultimate driving machine from Glenelg BMW. T's and C's apply. LMCT 8953. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
All right, finals footies are here and valued at over $4,000 thanks to Rusden Wines. We want to get you a chance to win the Vintec wine cabinet. You just got to guess Timmy's childhood hero.
Yes, I'm putting one in there tonight, and you know it's a fantastic prize, $4,000 worth, plus the Rusden wines inside the
that's
cabinet,
what I love.
which is awesome.
Everyone needs a Vintec wine cabinet.
Correct. So, my hero that's going in tonight, clue number 1, he was from a town in South Australia's Iron Triangle.
Oh,
that narrows it.
Right,
there's a lot of good footballers.
You're
talking Whyalla, Port Augusta, Port Perry. A lot of good footballers.
Cadena.
Cadena's
Yeah,
on
that
the York
one as well.
That's on the York Peninsula.
I'm in the wrong area.
No, on the Iron Triangle.
First caller through.
Iron Knob.
We'll get you on the air. Have a go.
Yeah, I know. Hello, Nick at Grange.
Hey, boys, how you going?
Yeah, good, Nick.
Hey, I'm a Hawthorn supporter, not one of those ones that decided to support them this year on the back of what we've achieved. But I know Port supporters and Port Adelaide are really motivated by their pretty poor performance last week. But the Hawks are as motivated as anyone. We lost by 1 point to Port earlier this year. We led by 40-odd points. And I think that cost us second or third spot on the ladder. So both clubs have got equal motivation, not just to win the game, but to get through to the prelims. So I've been riding this wave, Hawthorn wave, the last 6-7 weeks, and I've been waiting for us to lose, yeah? Every game, I thought, you know what, we've done really well. If we lose, doesn't matter, we didn't expect to be. We keep winning.
Yeah.
And that's, you know, we've got 3 games to go. I'm not saying we'll win the flag, but, geez, we've only got 3 games.
You're doing well, Nick. I'm envious because You were where the Crows were 5 years ago, and look where you are. Hey, Nick, just before you go, you're not one of those roosters that sits in the pocket that wears a wizard hat, are you?
Hey, mate, I'm too fat and tall for a wizard hat, mate. Forget about it.
Oh, God, good
on
man,
you, Nick.
Nick.
Thanks for the call, mate.
Good
You're in
man.
that running just to go on the AFLGF trip, so well played just for calling. Let's go to Blakeview. G'day, Scott.
G'day, fellas. How are you?
Good, buddy.
Hey, yeah, I'm with you guys and definitely with Lee Matthews. We got to make this AFL. They call it AFL. It's got to be a national comp. You blokes cut to Robbo reporting in Melbourne last week, and I swear to God, review your tapes. He referred to the VFL women's. He said, we're watching the VFL women's.
He did.
And
He
that's
actually
just
did.
made my blood boil. It's like, seriously, when are these Victorians going to realise it's a national comp?
Yep, well, they don't, Scotty, and that's why we keep putting that little chip on our shoulder, where I certainly do.
Well, it's more for me. It's just a frustration.
Thanks, Scott.
That you've had this opportunity for some time, but I like your line in the sand. Tassie coming in.
Well, Tassie's in.
Let's
line the
clear
sand,
the decks.
and we've got all that time to work out what they're going to be named.
Yeah,
and make it truly national.
If named at all.
If named at all. Yeah. Hello, Simon.
Hey guys, how you going?
Hey, Simon.
Hello, Timmy, and hello, Mr. Rowe.
Yeah, we'll make the pleasantries are over. You're on the standby list. Get down to business now, Simon.
Well, you went to Cod, didn't you, apparently?
He did.
Which is in the Iron Triangle.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Simon, fair call.
Port. Yeah, I came to Australia in 2002 from the UK and got chosen to be Port, because I had to select a team. So congratulations, Timmy, you won on that one.
Thank you, Simon.
But Port have got a lack of belief completely. They think finals is failure.
Hey?
Yeah, I know, but Simon, the performance in finals hasn't been great.
The team.
Yeah.
Mm.
And
It's
belief thing is
ingrained.
true.
It's 4 years.
Mm. Yeah, I thought
finals should be fun.
Yeah, I thought they might have shook that off, to
Fair
tell you
point.
the truth.
Finals should be fun.
Well, I always say you have more fun when you win.
Of course you do.
So I've never enjoyed a final when I've lost it.
No.
But I've enjoyed a lot of them when I've won them.
Yeah, the ones that I lost, I started to enjoy it about 1 o'clock in the morning when I was as full as.
Yeah. And see, but you would have won.
That's
right. That's the main thing.
Hello, Anthony.
All right, so this is for the Vintech
Come on,
blind
mate.
cabinet.
Oh,
You're in
g'day,
chance to
Anthony.
win.
Who's what hero do you think I've put in there, Anthony?
Good evening, gentlemen. Now, this is just a long shot guess, but I'm going to say the great Russell Liebert.
Well,
I've already put him in.
He was from the Riverland, and Timmy's already put him in. So if you thought Cadena was out of the Iron Triangle, this bloke couldn't be any further away, Anthony.
Yeah, I put him in Monday, Ant. So sorry, buddy.
Right.
But thanks
No,
for
all
calling,
good.
mate. No dramas. Yeah, so this one, that one can keep going. We can keep that
Here we
hero
go.
going.
Hey, Monday afternoon, the 36ers smashed the Tasmanian Jack Jumpers 96-64.
What's that, in the Blitz?
Yeah, the old
Yep.
Blitz. It's on
Yep,
the Gold
yep.
Coast. Now, why do I mention that? Well, they were the reigning champs. Now, I know it's only pre-season, but that's a damn good side on the back of a gritty win against Brisbane. So we've started well. I like that. On the back of this announcement, NBA veteran Montrezl, would you say Montrezl?
Montre,
Or Montre?
I think.
Montrez Harrell.
Montrez
Okay, you would have thought I would have got that right.
No, that's okay.
Anyway, he's a 10-year NBA bloke. He's been around a fair bit. They've signed him.
Yeah.
He's got a bit of class, experience. He likes to come off the bench, out of the roster as the
man
sixth.
of the year a few years ago.
And he adds a lot of enthusiasm and excitement. Exactly what we need.
Well, I'll tell
That's
you
a
what,
good signing.
the crowd will love that.
Yeah. And by the way, we take on the New Zealand Breakers at 4:30. It tip-offs any minute. Stay with us. We'll keep you up to date. So go, you Sixers!
29 after 4. More of your calls next. And Cade Simpson from the Hawks.
The 5AA Sports Show with Rowey and Timmy G. David Penberthy and Will Goodings. 5AA Breakfast.
Our position on David Spears remains that the man is insisting that the whole thing was fake, and as such, we say that there are two sides to this story. But is there anyone listening to the show who believes that it's a deep fake?
Adelaide's leading breakfast show.
Yesterday I spoke to a lot of people about this story, and I can't find a single person in South Australia who believes that it's a deep fake.
Weekdays from 6 a.m. on 5AA. Always Adelaide. This is 5AA News. Always Adelaide.
Good afternoon, Mel Usher with the latest news headlines. SAPOL has identified 2 cars in the Seaton area around the time of a murder on Carey Avenue last night. Former State Liberal leader David Spears is taking medical leave from Parliament. Donald Trump and Kamala Harris have gone head-to-head in a presidential debate. And in sport, it's been a quiet day for Port as they prepare for Friday night's semi-final. Now checking 5AA traffic.
Kiza Physiotherapy, Rehabilitation and Strength Training. Build strength with precision at Kiza Norwood.
Sluggish in quite a few spots for the drive home today. Fitzroy Terrace at North Adelaide. Also Portrush Road, quite busy heading outbound at Leabrook, and slow as always South Road at Thewittson. Works at Cravers West, Waverley Ridge Road near the roundabouts, and sluggish too for works at Angle Park, South Road near Green Junction Road. Cameras, Collins Parade, Hackham and Elizabeth Road at Morford Vale. 10 years warranty on Miller now at Harvey Norman. Adelaide's kitchen and laundry appliance specialist. Shop in-store or online. Don't miss 10 years warranty on Miller now at Harvey Norman. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
The 5AA forecast, partly cloudy tonight down to 8, partly cloudy tomorrow 19. Right now it's 15 degrees. We'll have more news at 5 and as it happens on 5AA.
Europe is on sale at Phil Hoffman Travel. Discover amazing European holidays, perfect for both first-timers and seasoned travellers. Whether you're dreaming of fly and cruise packages, rail adventure, land packages, guided tours, river cruises or luxurious ocean voyages, they've got it all. Plus the early bird airfares to get you there, including return flights to Europe from $1,769 per person. On sale until September 25th. Visit pht.com.au.
Need help navigating the NDIS? Anglicare SA is here for you. As a trusted NDIS provider, we offer tailored support to help you live independently. From supported living arrangements to one-on-one assistance and therapy services, we cover every aspect of your needs. Whether it's finding the right accommodation, learning new skills, or accessing treatments, Anglicare SA is your guide through the NDIS. Empower your life with Anglicare SA. Visit our website or call us today. Anglicare SA, your partner in living the life you choose.
Now hold on to your tool belts because this Friday is demo day at Toolkit Depot Mile End. I tell you, don't miss this. The team at Toolkit Depot, they've gone all out to showcase the very latest tools and outdoor gear just in time for the beautiful spring weather that's coming our way, Stephen.
Well, it is, and all the big brands as well. The Toolkit Depot Mile End Car Park, Milwaukee, Makita, Bosch, DeWalt. Oh, boy.
It's all there. And you have the chance to try them out. The mowers, the trimmers, the hedges, the outdoor gear, everything.
Make sure you go.
Yeah.
They got a sausage sizzle and everything, but it's all there,
that's
and they
a
got
bonus.
the lot. I love the battery deals as well, include product demos, giveaways. I mean, it's just the ducks.
Yeah.
You know what? Toolkit Depot.
Don't miss it. Toolkit Depot Demo Day this Friday, 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. only at Toolkit Depot Mile End. It's 175 Railway Terrace.
Hey mate, I need a couple of 2x4s and 4x6s moved down over here.
Mate, why are you yelling?
Sorry mate, I'm just used to it.
There's no need to yell. In fact, there's no need to do much at all thanks to the all-new electric excavator by Volvo. With no noise and no emissions, there's really no worries. Inquire today through Warren Mining and
Enjoy the sound of silence!
Here at 5AA, we're all about supporting local. Give lunch a spin at Roulette's Tavern with 10% off seniors' lunches Monday to Friday. Roulette's Tavern, next to Pal's, Kings Road, Parafield. Everyday items locked in at low prices for longer. There's more ways than ever to save at Foodland.
The 5AA Sports Show, Rowey and Timmy G.
We're going away to probably the most hostile environment in the competition. Certainly one of, if not the. It'll be as loud as the MCG last week, but instead of it being a neutral or 50-50 or 60-40 crowd, it's going to be 95-5. So we won't be taking this game lightly at all. We understand what's going to come this week, and it's going to be massive for us, and we need to be ready.
26-5, Hawthorn coach Sam Mitchell ahead of Friday's semi-final. Got any thoughts on the game? You can jump on the phone. Give us a call, 8223 0000, because every caller goes to air is on the standby list for the AFL Grand Final ticket package.
Absolutely, Sam. Port Adelaide do take on the Hawks this Friday in a massive final. It's they'll do or die in the semis. So we've got one of the assistant coaches on the line of the Hawks, Kate Simpson. Welcome, Kate.
Hey guys, how are you?
Hey mate, since round 5, you guys are number 1 in offence and number 1 in defence. I don't know you can do much better than that. It's been going well.
Yeah, it's been quite a turnaround, hasn't it? I think we just went to work on what we needed to, but also what we were sort of thought we were pretty good at as well. We worked hard at it, and we've had some pretty good results.
Port lose by 84. As coaches, do you need to keep players' minds away from it might be an easy win type mentality? Is that a challenge for you guys?
I don't think, not in a final, I wouldn't have thought. And we've sort of looked at a body of work of what Port Adelaide have done, and it stacks up as good as any. They were second on the ladder for a reason, and 6 wins in a row heading into finals. So. They had a bad night against a very good opposition, but we've sort of prepped as if they're going to be at their best, and so we're ready for what's going to come.
Kate, it's an interesting watching year for Hawthorn. 0-5. Sam Mitchell couldn't coach. The dogs were barking. Right now, he's coach of the year with his leg in the air. What happened, Kate?
It's a good question. I think. Probably the AFL industry as a whole, we can jump it from week to week. That's why I think we love the game so much, is that you can have good weeks, you can have bad weeks. It all sort of happens. And we weren't travelling great at the start of the year, but it wasn't through lack of effort. I think we had a lot of new players in our forward line. We're trying to instill new habits and plans, and it sort of wasn't clicking. We obviously played some good opposition as well, and we've sort of turned that around, and now we feel like game plan's working. It's being executed well by the players, and the effort's definitely unquestionable.
You forgot to indicate there, Kate.
Nah, not me, but Melbourne traffic and good old Melbourne weather over here as well. So.
Don't bring the hook turn in.
Got the old honky. Kate, I want to start here. Luke Bruce, 300th game. From afar admired this bloke. He just gets down and gets his business done, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's a superstar. The way he just goes about his business, the way he helps others around the club as well. He's a class act on and off the field. So 300 games from a rookie list is a pretty special effort.
Hey, Kate, you got Dylan Moore at 177 centimetres. I think Watson's 170 centimetres. They're not tall guys, but what I love is, with all the testing and everything that goes on these days to get players through the draft system, you can still play this game below 6 foot, can't you?
Oh, absolutely. And one thing those guys have is, one, great football knowledge, but also unbelievable kicker. Like they have a red hot crack. Dylan Moore especially, like the way he goes about it. And 100 games for him this week as well. So saw a few highlights of what he's done along the journey, and it's pretty special. And then Watto at the other end, just starting out his career, but I think he's, even all through his juniors, he's been a special talent, and now we're just sort of starting to see the start of that. But sky's the limit for Watto, that's for sure.
Hey, you've worked with Sam Mitchell last couple of seasons. How have you seen him improve?
He's I'm pretty blessed, I think, to work under him and work with him. He's such an incredible teacher, and the way he explains his messages and to get his point across is, I haven't seen anything like it. But the way he teaches guys, and he loves drawing his graphs and to prove a point. But then his understanding of the game as well. Like I think a lot of all coaches understand the game, but the way he teaches and gets players on the same page, and how they learn and evolve. Yeah, it's a pretty special the way he goes about it. So yeah, I feel really lucky that I get to work from him, and I've learned so much over the past couple of seasons already.
Kate, are you old school or are you a bit sympathetic to the old Gen Z school?
I'm probably a bit of both. I every now and then I'm like, oh, geez, I don't know, are they getting carried away? But then I watch how hard they work, the way they go about it and apply their trade. So yeah, I think I'm probably a bit in the middle.
Okay. I asked because you got a little rooster there called Jack Ginnivan. I mean, I would have given him a crusty across the head for giving opposition some ammo. Did you chat to him? Do you talk to him? Do you need to control that or just let him play?
I think, to be honest, I saw it as a couple of mates, a bit of banter between a couple of mates. Yeah, it was probably on a public forum, but yeah, I don't think Jack meant any disrespect to Port Adelaide. I think when it's in finals, it's all anyone wants to talk about, and Jack's a very popular young man, so he's in the media's eye, and I think anything he does, he's watched like a hawk. But yeah, I don't think there's too much to read into it.
Yeah. Oh well, Port's got it up on their wall as they run out the race, Cade.
I doubt that.
I don't think they need too much more motivation.
No, you're right. Well
for a
said.
final.
Yeah. Hey, Kate, where can Port cause grief if they're allowed to?
Oh, they got quality players across the park, but their midfield's wow. They got some special players in there. Horn Francis, Butters, Rosie, like they're genuine superstars of the competition. So if they get on top there, then they get a bit of territory and a front half game, which most teams would like to get. So it'll definitely be a big battle through the midfield. They get territory, that's where they can really lock in their front half and get those repeat entries and really put pressure on.
Just one more before we let you go. You mentioned Jason Horne-Francis. If you were coaching Port, where would you start him?
On the bench.
I'd start him on the bench, yeah.
I thought you'd say that. Good stuff. Hey, Kate, all the best, mate, in your coaching career as it goes along. And I think you're in a really good seat there at the moment, watching Sam Mitchell and the Hawks develop, and you're right a part of that. So well done, mate.
Cheers, thanks, guys.
That's Kate Simpson, assistant coach at Hawthorn. Of course, them coming to play Friday night football against Port Adelaide in a do-or-die semi.
They've replaced their coaching, how they go about it, how they have fun, how they look like they do things like Fly did at Collingwood last year. You know, they're taking photos, people are wearing wizard sleeve hats, they're doing all this sort of stuff, and you think to yourself, God, they're an exciting team.
It can be
they're the new Collingwood.
It can be a very, what would you say, daily grind in football.
But it's on the back of how the coaches set it up. Clearly, Sam Mitchell loves that.
I was actually going to say, we're a happy team at Hawthorn seems to be a reality at the moment.
Well, that's how they're playing.
Certainly since round 6 anyway, so well done to them.
They're good to watch. Hello, Paul at Turek Gardens.
G'day there, Rowey. Timmy, how you going?
Hey, Paul.
Look, just on the coaches, I mean, I really got to heap a whole lot of praise on Sam Mitchell after 5 games. Zip, 0 wins, but he must have instilled and sat them down and instilled a level of belief that has really driven them for the rest of the season. Now, I don't think, namely the Crows coach, has been able to do that, and I think Ken at Port hasn't done it nowhere near as badly as Matthew Nicks. So that belief that they've got is out of control, and that I think they're going to be really difficult to beat this Friday night. And just on belief and coaching, let's have a look at the Socceroos. You know, they played 2 games against lesser nations, to say the least, and they haven't scored a goal. So I think there's a lot to go on with the Socceroos as well, and I think that their coach is under a lot of scrutiny.
Yeah, 0-0 against Indonesia. Yeah. Maybe the model is, we've always looked at that Park Chris Scott, because I think he's a special talent. But below him, Longmire clearly knows what he's doing. He's been around it for a while. But maybe the model is for these national teams and that. These Gen Zs are a bit different cats, aren't they? Maybe it is the Sam Mitchell Fly types, the huggy, you know, come on, let's go and have a hummus pie or something. I mean, what do they eat? They're all vegetarians.
Yeah, I don't think that's got anything to do with it.
Tree huggy and all that sort of stuff. They're different cats, Timmy.
Yeah, I know, but I didn't see... I'll put it this way, I didn't see McRae doing a lot of what he did in the first 2 years this year. And why?
Well, yeah, because they
had injuries. They
did, and they're a bit fat in their own success. That's right.
All of a sudden, things change when you're not winning. So there's a balance in all of that. So we'll see how we go.
It's just an assessment. You have a look at all the older coaches; they're not doing all that well at the moment.
Unless you connect with the generation, you're not going to cut through, mate.
Chris Fagan.
The point I'm making.
Let's go to Seaford. Talk to Trev. G'day, Trevor.
It's Timmy G.
Yes, sir.
You Port legend and really terrific bloke. Have you got a rabbit's foot?
No, I don't, but I do remember them. They were quite popular in the 70s. Used to be a lucky charm, Sam. He did.
Yeah, well,
used to have it on your key ring.
You know, Port played on a Friday the 13th, 11 years ago and lost.
Right. That was that the final, because we beat Collingwood the first week, and then we played Geelong at the G and only just went down. So that was Friday the 13th, was it?
Friday the 13th.
Right.
Yep.
There you go.
It surprised me that the Port supporters hadn't been onto that because they'd all be wearing rabbit's foot.
Yeah, true.
You know?
It's a good pick-up, Trevor.
Well played.
See, I never had a rabbit's foot. I had a foxtail on my aerial.
Yeah, well, that was pretty cool too in the 70s.
Wondered why I didn't attract any women.
No, a lot of foxes.
Have you ever smelt one?
Yes.
Dead
fox,
one?
yes.
Oh, boy.
Goodness me. Let's check your traffic for Rossdale Homes, the custom home 2-story split-level specialist.
Busy on the drive home at Portrush Road, heading through Leebrook, super slow Fitzroy Terrace, North Adelaide, and she's really busy at the moment, South Road, Flibberts in both directions. Works are slowing things at Wingfield, Grain Junction Road near Dunstan Road, and speeds at 25 at Crafers West, Waverley Ridge Road near the roundabout. Coming to this afternoon, Elizabeth Road at Morford Vale. Are your tyres electric? Hankook Ion, pioneered with Hankook Evolution technology, especially for electric cars and SUVs. Hankook Ion, official partner of Formula E. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Rowey and Timmy G on the 5AA Sports Show.
Join Rowey and Timmy G in the studio every afternoon with 5AA's live video stream of the Sports Show. Thanks to Foodland. Everyday items locked in at low prices for longer. There's more ways than ever to save at Foodland.
Join Gliderol in celebrating the Colorbond Steal the Show promotion. By purchasing a roller door or sectional door made from Colorbond steel from Gliderol, now or within the last 12 months, you could win $100,000. Visit gliderol.com.au today for a free measure and quote. Retail customers only. T's and C's apply. See colorbond.com/steal the show. 18 plus only. Strict purchase and eligibility criteria apply. Ends 30/11/24.
It feels like finals this September as the Host Plus Sample League finals are taking over Adelaide Oval. The action all culminates in celebrating the Festival of Footy on Grand Final Day, Sunday 22nd September. See Adelaide Oval covered with activities for everyone, with kids zones, bars and play on at the free after party in the McGarry Room. The Host Plus Sample League Grand Final. Nothing beats it.
Nothing beats the Sample!
This is a winning season update for the Monopoly game at Macca's. Yep, peel, scan and play today. That's how everyone is playing for a 1 in 4 chance to win. Now, who can blame them? $753 million in prizes up for grabs this year. That's unreal.
That is an unbelievably huge prize pool. It includes 3 Isuzu MUX SUVs, TCL home entertainment packages, 10 grand's worth of Amazon.com.au gift cards. What could you do with that? Or even free Maccas for a year.
How good. Download the My Maccas app to play today. More updates to come. Ends October 22nd. For full terms and conditions, visit mcdonalds.com.au.
Living with diabetes? Ditch finger pricks with Freestyle Libre, the wearable sensor that monitors glucose levels straight to your phone. Trial it now for only $15 at freestylelibre.com.au. T's and C's apply. Follow directions for use.
A potential vaccine to fight a bacteria responsible for life-threatening pneumonia in the very young and elderly has been developed in South Australia, and Fusion Clinical Research has been asked to trial this vaccine. For this important study, Fusion is seeking people aged 70 and over. If you want to take part in this important trial, go to fusiontrials.com.au or call Fusion on 087077 6996. That's 087077 6996. You will be paid for your time.
Coming up to the starters blocks now, Georgia, a busy working mum in lane 1. James looks the business in lane 2 and free-spirited couple Casey and Liam in lane 3. Ready to race into Wayville Hyundai for the new 2025 Tucson Hybrid. Take your marks. Set.
Race into Wayville Hyundai and test drive the incredible 2025 Tucson Hybrid in stock now. Change the way you Hyundai at Wayville Hyundai, opposite the showground.
Everyday items locked in at low prices for longer. There's more ways than ever to save at Foodland.
The 5AA Sports Show, Rowey and Timmy G.
It's 10 minutes to 5. Jimmy Bartell's going to join us after 5 o'clock, but right now we are playing Guess Timmy's Childhood Hero for your chance to win the Vintec wine cabinet valued at over $4,000, all thanks to our mates at Rusden Wines.
Yes, I gave the first clue, which was he was from a town in SA's Iron Triangle. Second clue, my younger brother played league football with me.
All right, 8223 0055, first caller through. And if you're on the Foodland live stream on Facebook and YouTube, there's an extra little clue each time we mention them. So maybe if you want some help, head on the Foodland live stream.
Okie dokie, and then every caller that goes to air can be with us on standby to go to the grand final, as Brad's done. Well, hang on, he's doing something else. Brad.
G'day, Brad's doing the competition. So, Brad, who do you think is in the Vintec wine cabinet?
I reckon it's Foss Williams.
The great Foss Williams. It's a good guess, of course, from Corn, and what a champion he is, and a hero, no doubt about that. Not the one tonight, though.
Sorry,
Not
Brad.
The one tonight. Sorry,
no worries. Thank you.
Thanks
Good
for
on
playing,
you, Brad.
mate. Really appreciate it.
Now we're on the plane to the grand final. Let's go to Ian at Ackham.
Hello, gentlemen. How are you?
Hey, Ian. Good, mate.
Firstly, I want to just declare I'm a Sturt supporter and an Adelaide Crows supporter. So I've never been a fan of Port, but geez, with Timmy, you admire them, you know, like they're the club, they've got the history, and for all the Port booers, Kenny Hinkley's got him in the finals. It's not like anyone can win them just every year. Like, at least you're playing bloody finals and you're playing a good brand of footy. As for bloody Adelaide Crows, Stephen, I want a bloody Sam Mitchell, or I want a or Craig McRae. I want someone who gets us up. I'm sick to death of just not playing bloody finals, and I don't care about my DNA. You know, like, honest, like, I'm just tired of it. You know, like, these other coaches come in and they down the bottom, and before you know it, they're playing bloody finals. You know, like, how long do we got to put up with this for, Stephen?
Yeah, well, look, we're hearing there's going to be change. I don't know how sweeping they'll be, Ian, but there will be change, and they need it. There's no question. I think Nixie's done a really good job. I was going to say a reasonable job, but a really good job with the quality that he's had. Now, but he's been there 5 years, and he would have his DNA in the players that they want to draft. And you know what I think about the list management over the last 14 years. We had the lost years there over 5, but I don't want to go over old ground. I would throw the kitchen sink at Chris Scott. I reckon you could get him to Adelaide. Give him 1.8 million, whatever. And he would bring IP and intelligence and people from Geelong. And I think I admire them the most. They're a destination club. They've always been at the top. Look at the record about the prelims they've been there and the grand finals they won. Pay him 1.8 mil, I don't know. Give him Kangaroo Island. Give him Rusden Wine for the whole of his life. He loves his Reds. He brings Andrew Mackie with him.
Christian's a port man.
Yeah, he won't do that.
So it's not happening.
So that big spiel I'm giving to Ian, it just fell
down
completely flat because we can't give him
hinged on the back of that.
Build it, Ian. Well, let's wait and see what the sweeping changes are. But we are hearing there will be sweeping changes.
All right, let's get to semaphore. Daniel, g'day, Daniel.
Hello, fellas. Listen, I'm just a humble 11-game Port supporter, but I need your two football minds to educate me.
Right.
They talk about the fabric of the game and they had to clarify the holding the man, yet I sit at every game and I watch people holding their hands and hugging each other non-stop, and it's driving me crazy. And we were doing it more than anyone last week. It just, someone goes up the ball's thrown in, they're going for a mark and they're holding on to each other. It's wrecking the game. Do you agree?
I didn't see a lot of it in the Sydney GWS game. I called that the best game of footy I've seen for a decade. There's a bit of that, Daniel, when you're behind your man and you concede front spot and the side's trying to get you. Let's hope they can respond. Talking about memberships, 11-game members, the record membership numbers have come out for the AFL as we segue into that. Keep the calls coming in. The average crowd number went up to 323,000, up 4.3%. So games
people are
attending are going. Memberships up 1.3 million. There's now Collingwood, Carlton, West Coast over 100,000. 13 clubs broke their membership record, including Adelaide and Port. Adelaide's went up actually 10%. So the numbers are outstanding. So we're talking record membership. We're talking record attendance, record revenue and sponsorship. They made more money last year than they've ever made. Record TV rights deal, which kicks in this year.
Next year?
Well, from the grand final actually kicks in, from that grand final date. So AFL House has every right and confidence to say the game's never been stronger or better. Because they are their measures.
Yeah, and the umpiring's never been better. Yep. You heard that statement.
Touche.
Was another statement they made.
Well, yes,
the CEO made it.
Well, that was actually wrong. But here's the kudos for me. The best game of footy I've seen for a decade. GWS Sydney.
You get some good finals, no doubt. Let's go to the Barossa. G'day, Bruce.
G'day, fellas. I listened to Kane Corns the other night on TV, and I thought Kane Corns' assessment of Port Adelaide was spot on, where he said that they lacked depth. They had no one to come up from the rank second tiers to cover those that they've lost. And I agree with him. Ken Hinckley's taken them as far as he can take them, and he can't take them anymore. And I'm actually predicting them to lose Friday night. I hate to say this, but I think they'll lose. If you look at Hawthorn, I think they're a chance to win the flag.
Of course they are.
Yeah, anybody that gets through, you get confidence and momentum as you're going through.
I think you do.
And you get winning mentality with it. So, yeah, anybody who gets through definitely
Well,
has
maybe the Houston Farrell kick in the guts. One reported, one injured, just hurt confidence.
Let's not make excuses.
No, I know. There's no back door, rear door, side door. What's that, Jack comment?
There is no outdoor.
There's no outdoor.
There is no outdoor. I have to respond here to a unique home-style food text. Stephen, thank you for sending it in. I know you won't read it out, Timmy. Your logic about wiping out the competition's history and starting fresh also means you'd have to wipe out the Port Magpies history and start from scratch. Stephen, I know why you want it wiped out, because it's obviously caused you a lot of pain throughout the years of history, and that's why you want to erase that from your memory. And fair enough, mate. All the best with that. But I wasn't talking about wiping out clubs' histories. What I was talking about was just saying, let's rename all the awards that are currently.
Is it a national comp or isn't it?
AFL. Is it a national comp or not? And that's all it was. It's not. I don't want to take away Carlton's premierships in the VFL or Essendon's and like. No. So that history will remain, Stephen, and haunt you forever.
3 minutes to 5.
Wow. Rowey and Timmy G on the 5AA Sports Show.
If your business needs finance fast, speak to Universal Finance right now. Universal Finance make business loans easy. Unsecured business loans and business overdrafts. Universal Finance can help your business now with same-day settlements in most cases. See Universal Finance in Kent Town or search Universal Finance. This is general advice only, and you should consider the terms and conditions before determining whether this advice is suitable for your situation.
When the mornings start getting warmer and the sun rises a little bit earlier, the dream you let lie dormant over winter wakes. It's time to start with Olympic Industries Spring Sale. Huge savings on locally engineered verandas, carports, garages, tool sheds and more. Start building your dream now. And one day you'll look back at where it all started, in your own backyard, with Olympic Industries Spring Sale on now.
Steinborner Automotive has always been well worth the trip, and now there's Barossa Mazda, Murray Street, Nuriotpa. It's SA's newest Mazda dealership, and it's having its first clearance sale. Save thousands on new and demo Mazda CX-5, BT50, CX-30, CX-60. In fact, the whole Mazda range. Experience the difference in the Barossa with outstanding service, a great range of vehicles, state-of-the-art new facility, and you'll see why Barossa Mazda is well worth the trip. BarossaMazda.com.au. Final tickets are selling now. Tickets for the Hospital Research Foundation Home Lottery are over 95% sold. This is your last chance. You could win a life-changing $3.9 million grand prize, a Scott Salisbury bungalow in Glenelg East, and $500,000. Plus, your tickets stay in more than 10,000 draws. Life-changing prizes. Life-changing impact. Homelottery.com.au. Licence M14585.
Looking for exceptional early learning and care for your autistic child? Discover Anglicare SA's Daphne Street Autism Specific Centre. Our state-of-the-art facility in Prospect is run by a skilled team who offer expert education, specialised therapies and a play-based curriculum designed for individual growth. With a focus on early intervention and inclusive care, we ensure every child's unique needs are met. Give your child the best start with Anglicare SA. Visit our website to learn more. Anglicare SA, where every child's journey matters.
Some blocks of land are flat. Some aren't. Some may need a retaining wall. Some may need more than that. But for all blocks, Rossdale is there to help. They'll do a free site inspection, tell you what you need to know about your land, and save you time and money in the end. Whether it's a custom home, standard design, split level or 2-storey, Rossdale has it covered. Now that's a builder you can trust. Rossdale Homes, because trust is a must.
The news and information that matters. This is 5AA News. Always Adelaide.
Partly cloudy tonight, down to 8. Partly cloudy tomorrow, 19. With the 5 o'clock news, I'm Mel Usher.
Aged 45 to 49, search Australian Government free bowel screening kit and order yours today.
A large police presence remains in the Seaton area after a murder last night on Carey Avenue. 19-year-old man Scott Phillips was fatally stabbed outside his home just after 10 in what SAPOL is calling a calculated ambush. The victim went outside to investigate after the power went out, and that's when he was killed. Superintendent Des Bray says they've conducted an extensive search in the surrounding area today. They were looking for CCTV and possible items of interest.
We did road verges, front yards of some houses. We found meat cleavers, we found knives, we found gloves, we found masks, we found a whole range of different things in rubbish bins and around the area. The truth of it is we have no idea what or if any of that is involved in this investigation at the moment. We're hopeful that 1 or 2 items may be connected.
A South Australian man has been arrested after 3D printed firearms, ammunition, 3D printers and pyrotechnics were allegedly discovered in his luggage at Darwin Airport and at an address in Salisbury East. The 41-year-old has been charged with both state-based and Commonwealth offences. He's been remanded in custody and will front court on September 16. A number of current and former politicians are under investigation for corruption. Zach De Silva has more from Canberra.
The National Anti-Corruption Commission is currently running 29 investigations into the behaviour of public officials, law enforcement officers and government consultants. Among those are 6 corruption inquiries focused on current or former politicians. 3 political staffers are also being investigated. The watchdog is not naming the people who are under scrutiny, and it warns most investigations do not result in a finding of corrupt conduct.
Former State Liberal leader David Spears is taking medical leave from Parliament in the wake of the white powder video. The footage appears to show him snorting a white powder in his kitchen. He maintains it's a deep fake and he's engaged legal counsel, but is yet to report it to police. Mr Spears says the last few days have been exceptionally distressing for him and his loved ones, and his mental health and well-being has been significantly impacted. He's taking time away from work to focus on his health on the advice of medical professionals, and says he doesn't plan to make any further statements on the matter. The man who was behind the wheel during the Hunter Valley wedding bus tragedy has been jailed for at least 24 years. Brett Andrew Button pleaded guilty to 10 counts of dangerous driving, occasioning death and other offences. A judge saying the 59-year-old caused extraordinary devastation as he sentenced him to a maximum of 32 years. Donald Trump and Kamala Harris went head-to-head today in a presidential debate. US correspondent Alison Petrowski reports.
They'd never met until today, but over 90 minutes, Kamala Harris drew on her career in the courtroom and laid out her case to American voters.
I will be a president that will protect our fundamental rights and freedoms, including the right of a woman to make decisions about her own body and not have her government tell her what to do.
Abortion and climate change high on the agenda. Trump was repeatedly fact-checked by the ABC moderators, including this bizarre claim about illegal immigrants.
They're eating the dogs, the people that came in. They're eating the cats. They're eating the pets of the people that live there.
Republicans in the spin room calling it a pile-on, 3 people against 1. As the debate closed, Taylor Swift endorsed Vice President Kamala Harris to her 283 million followers, signing her post, Childless Cat Lady, a reference to comments made by Trump's running mate, JD Vance.
Now turning to 5AA Sport.
Hearing Australia, voted most trusted hearing provider. Call 134 432 or visit hearing.com.au.
Port have a few selection decisions to make as they put together their side for Friday night's semi-final against Hawthorn. Dylan Williams, Josh Sinn, Todd Marshall and Will Lorenz are in the mix. Charlie Dixon has told 10 the big loss to Geelong prompted some soul-searching.
I know I didn't play the way I needed to play and to give our team the best sort of outcome. And I understand that sort of the weight can fall on my shoulders, and with the way we play, with the energy that I can bring, and it certainly wasn't there on the weekend.
Hawthorn coach Sam Mitchell insists his players won't be targeting Zach Butters. Injured ribs. Meantime, Jai Sarong is set to replace key defender Sam Frost. And the struggling Socceroos are second last in their group in the third round of World Cup qualifying. They once again failed to score in a 0-0 draw with Indonesia in Jakarta. Now checking 5AA traffic.
Keyser Physiotherapy, Rehabilitation and Strength Training. Build strength with precision at Keyser Norwood.
2-car collision to look out for at Hackney for the drive home. Hackney Road near Botanic Road. Really slow Portrush Road at Leabrook. Quite busy Fitzroy Terrace at North Adelaide, and seeing delays South Road at Theberton both directions. Works at Melrose Park are slow. South Road near Dawes Road with a camera. Lyons Road at Durnan Court. 10 years warranty on Miller now at Harvey Norman, Adelaide's kitchen and laundry appliance specialist. Shop in-store or online. Don't miss 10 years warranty on Miller now at Harvey Norman. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Now the 5AA forecast.
Get the Toyota Forklift Advantage. Visit toyotamaterialhandling.com.au.
Partly cloudy tonight down to 8, partly cloudy tomorrow 19, Friday partly cloudy 18 and 17 on Saturday. Right now it's 15 degrees. Now let's check what's happening on 9 News tonight.
I'm Brenton Braglis. Tonight, power cut to a Seaton home to lure out a teenager who was then ambushed and murdered. Former opposition leader David Spears takes medical leave after a video emerged appearing to show him snorting white powder. Fruit and veg, which chain offers the freshest and the best value? And details for the Royals Australian Tour. 9 News. Your news, nightly at 6 on 9 and on 9 Now.
In Adelaide and across South Australia, this is 5AA, always Adelaide.
Everyday items locked in at low prices for longer. There's more ways than ever to save at Foodland.
The 5AA Sport Show, Rowey and Timmy G.
Yeah, it's 7 minutes after 5 on this Wednesday night. Still plenty to come on the show. Where are they now with Roy Laird into the SA Football Hall of Fame on Monday night? Such a great name in SA football. AFLW Crows and Port players Rochelle Martin and Kirsty Lamb will join us. Another double pass to Port Adelaide's semi-final. Looking forward to that. Give that away very, very shortly. And of course, every caller who goes to air is on the standby list to get you to the 2024 Toyota AFL Grand Final. Flights, accommodation and a double pass to that one day in September. Just call in and get on air with us. 8223 0000. AFL authorised GF promotion. GF AFL 24/150. Right now, thanks to Statesman Windows, Adelaide's most trusted boutique window company. They're SA family owned and operated since 1980.
Bartel checks sides it brilliantly. He can do it all, James Bartel. Here's my Bravo man.
Jimmy Bartel on the 5AA Sport Show.
Jimmy, welcome.
Hey, gentlemen, how are you? How's the week been there in Adelaide?
I'll throw that over to Timmy G, who goes non-verbal after Port losses.
Yeah, well, I did see Jimmy in the next box
Oh, did you?
on Thursday night, and I got to say, I was not wanting to make eye contact.
What was the bet?
Nah.
Jimmy said 220
He
points.
said
He wasn't
280,
far off.
280, I think. Yeah,
Well,
so he was not far off. He wasn't far off. But
Yeah, they were.
it wasn't
they were
good,
heading in
Jim.
that direction at one point.
It wasn't good, mate. And I must admit, I think all Port supporters went, oh dear, early. Because we all thought, gee, we're lucky to be 20 points down half time.
Yeah, they missed some easy ones. It was funny. They actually missed all their set shots early, but they were kicking them from general play. And probably my frustrating thing is I don't think I've too often ever walked away from a game and couldn't find, well, there was a couple of things. I couldn't find a positive for Port Adelaide. Now, call me tough and call me critical, and probably Port Adelaide supporters will go, what about him or what about that? But when I was walking across that lovely walk, across the bridge back to where all the hotels are, I can't actually think of a positive here for Port Adelaide. And then it was twofold. It was, you can normally say, was it coaching or was it players? But I think they were both horrendous. And I'll start with the coaching. Is if someone like myself, who doesn't have the team of coaches and technology and access, can point out on a Wednesday where Howe and Geelong are going to play, why wasn't Port Adelaide prepared for that?
Spot on.
Now everyone knows Geelong has a pack of small, mid-sized forwards, and you throw in Jeremy Cameron, who acts another running power type player, which we'll get into in a second. But if you know that those four are going to come up to the middle of the ground and just play foot races back to goal, surely you've got a plan in place for that. And it felt like, which they should, back your dynamic midfield in. Hopefully they win the ball and then it counteracts that. But after a quarter time, surely you realise, well, we're not getting that, so what else can we do? So I put that down to coaching. And then what I saw in the last half, which it's a pretty difficult thing to say because I know all players are trying, but I reckon some players gave up, which is a bit of an indictment on your own personal pride in your performance.
Well, we've had a number of players since say they just didn't turn up. I mean, you were Mr. September, Jimmy. How can you not turn up for a final?
Yeah, it's got me baffled. And the thing about it, too, is you look at the numbers and enormous amount. I think it was nearly plus 70 uncontested possessions. Now, Port Adelaide, your game style is come forward, play front half territory game, which that means you take the ball quickly to get it there and then you lock it in. But you allowed them to win the ball, and then it was very easy to handball through it. So you just lost all that territory. And then I think Geelong exposed Aaliyah. Aaliyah was a liability on Thursday night. I could even see it at quarter-time huddle because I know them really well. I know their body language. James Rowey going up to Ollie Henry and Jeremy Cameron, just saying, just keep coming at the kicker, he'll drop off. And then just reminded all the mids and the smalls, just go through Aaliyah. I get he's an excellent intercept defender and things like that, but at some point you've got to actually defend. Now, the ball's 30 metres away. Every player is live. So that means you've got to actually get up the back of your direct opponent. I know a lot of people look at Jeremy Cameron's freak goal, but he had a 10-metre leg rope to start with. So, there wouldn't be some great viewing for a lot of the Port defenders and midfielders in particular.
Jimmy, the concern is that Hawthorn also have a small forward brigade that can do similar things to what we saw on Thursday night with the Cats. Do Port learn from that lesson and try and counteract that this time?
Well, the Hawks just played the actual template. So if you grabbed all those Cats numbers and you put them on top of the Port's numbers, they nearly mirror each other. So that uncontested, high running, make the ground really big. Hawthorn tend to make it really wide, whereas Geelong make it really long. By that I mean is they stretch out. So both teams ask you the question, you can't defend everything. So they work extremely hard, and often it goes unrewarded, but the other night it goes rewarded for both teams. So for Port Adelaide, you'd be going back to, I reckon, about 3 or 4 weeks ago where your midfield was on top, your defenders and half forwards, but it was that repeat pressure. So if you're going to refuse to man up one-on-one defensively, it means you need to actually have a lot of pressure on the ball. So if you don't win the ball, you have to force a quick kick. That is, call it a good loss. So Port Adelaide need to either win it or create as many good losses as possible, because then their defenders, like I thought Bergman in the first quarter was good.
Yeah.
He took a couple of good intercept marks, and that was when the pressure was high. Burton at different times, but then as the game wore on, they sort of thought, well, no one's manning up. Why would I bother? But it just be constant. If I'm Ken Hinkley, I'm showing edit after edit, because you've got to make it positive, because you've got to turn around the attitude. Edit after edit of getting up in the opposition space, repeat efforts, tackles, and then you want to say, no uncontested marks. Not like, we're allowed 20 a quarter. Just make it strict. Our whole focus tonight is cut out every release mark, because at least that gets in everyone's head. Well, if I allow an uncontested mark, I'm letting the team down. And so, players tend to, go, geez, I better not let the team down. So just cut out all the release marks.
Hey, Jimmy, line-up-wise, they didn't look very mobile. And when the ball hit the deck a lot, especially forward, it seemed to be able to be turned over and pay the price. But should they look at a more mobile forward line?
Yeah, I don't know about you, but I actually genuinely felt a bit for big Chaz on Thursday night by the end. Like, you could almost see, it sounds funny, you're saying you can see in someone else's head, but it's like his mind wanted him to get to a spot and his body just wouldn't let him. And there was one that got kicked in deep to him, and he had the 3 or 4 strides, and he wanted to, you drive your knee up to mark it sort of on the top shelf, and his body just didn't go.
Yeah.
And you could just see the frustration. So I felt bad for the guy. I think you go more mobile against the Hawks. You got to keep coming at the kicker. You got to have someone presenting up. You've got to get that movement going, because obviously Byrne-Jones will probably have to play back again. So there's a bit of mobility on your forward line, because Byrne-Jones does harass and run around inside forward 50 doing that role. So I think make it more mobile. Could you make Rioli come out of the goal square? So I'd be playing Rioli as your full forward, and just at least try and get a one-on-one matchup, because he is good one-on-one. And then you bring out Georgiades and maybe is it Marshall? Whatever's happened to Ollie Lord, I don't know, kicked 4 goals in the final. So, and he could be a backup ruck as well with that height, and at least get him in the game. So it'd be interesting what happens at match committee.
It will be. We'll have that team tomorrow. Are you confident Port can turn it around, at least make it a game? And let's just say both bring their best, prepared off the field, and then
turn up,
and turn up, Timmy. Who are you tipping, Jimmy?
You've got some good stats in your favour. I think the last 11 teams who got beaten by 50-plus in a qualifying final went on and won the next week. So it's 11 out of 12. So it happened to myself, I think it was 2004 when Port went on to win the premiership. They absolutely lit us up there at Adelaide. Footy Park, and then we won the following week and got ourselves into a preliminary final. So, I don't know, but I still think Hawthorn are an incredibly connected side. I think they bat a little bit deeper. I know Port Adelaide's got a real high end through the midfield. I think Hawthorn bat deeper, meaning they've probably got 7 or 8 guys that really go through the midfield high quality. If I'm the Hawks, I'm putting Nash straight on Butters, and Finn McGuinness is going straight to Horn Francis, just going straight after those 2 matchups, and Hardwick's going on to Rioli. So go for the 3 big, match winners for Port Adelaide, and I still think the Hawks. I don't think the Hawks fear anything.
Yeah, I reckon you might be right there. Meek in ruck. God, if you can play like he did last week, good luck to old Sweetie. Sydney v GWS, I've called it the game probably of the decade. The quality of the football, the fight, the skills, the high marking, the umpire stayed the you-know-what out of it. I don't think you could have got a better spectacle of football.
Yeah, I was there, and the SCG was thumping. It was as loud as any other stadium. It was incredible. Of course, vested interest still in the Giants until they finish up, and they lost a moment, and I think I've said this throughout the year, just probably their one flaw throughout the year, the Giants, is attention to detail, and that's what cost them. So you go back, Iden just needs to spoil the ball. Harry Himmelberg doesn't, went to ground a little bit easy, but the problem was, this is the class of the Swans. They make you pay straight away, and they kick goals off all those sort of errors. And Isaac Henny, if you had a bingo card of all the things you want to do in the final, I think he kicked them all.
Yeah, not wrong.
Mark of the century, one-hander, snap goal, kick one from 60 to tie the scores, 30 touches, 3 goals. It was one of the best individual performances, and then all his mates joined in the last quarter.
Yeah. So he took Mark of the Year. Jay Cameron kicked Goal of the Year. I know you're an advocate of this. Why aren't they counted?
Well, people will come back to me and say, we'll just keep the Brownlow Coleman going. No, you numpties. They're a cumulative awards. These are for individual acts and brilliance. So, and it's of the year. So keep the season rolling. And the weirdest thing is, you win like the Alex Jezelenko medal for that mark, which Alex Jezelenko took that mark in a grand final, 1970 grand final.
Correct.
So, yeah, we'll see.
So you can't tell me it would be all comfortable thinking, that's mark of the year, when we all know Heaney's is the best mark of the year.
Yep, spot on. I think you're right there, Jim. You don't miss too much, do you?
No, but like people feel like they have to group everything just to make an argument. You know, you can have different rules for different things.
Correct.
Yeah, that's true. There you go. GWS, any chance of bouncing back against the Lions? Have to.
Got them twice this year. Look, if they play the way they did for 3 quarters, I think they'd beat the Lions because they can play that suffocating football, which they did against the Swans. It's just the firepower for the Lions, and if the Giants give up, similar to what I talked about with Port Adelaide and Hawthorn, if they give up that release mark, which they did a little bit too much, the Giants, when they had Sydney on the ropes, good luck, because you look at the Lions forward line, Lohman, Bailey, Cameron, Danaher, Hipwood might get going, Archie, Bob's up. They got 6 and 7 options to hit the scoreboard. So this is always the thing I say when I talk, real hardcore footy with mates who are involved in coaching is it's often the thing that doesn't look the sexiest is the one that hurts you the most. And that's like you bring all the pressure, and then someone just allows a little 20-metre release kick, and you go, it wasn't that bad. But that release kick leads into the one up on the wing, which leads to an open forward line, and you scored again.
I'm doing the GWS Hawthorn Quinella. What are you doing, Jimmy?
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm going with you. I think you know everything about football, and I'm backing you in.
now, Jimmy, don't pee down my back and tell me it's raining.
I think he just did.
It was a bit Dennis Fagan, wasn't it?
Don't pat me on the head, Jimmy Bartell. You 8-time, 4-time, 3-time.
Yeah, there was a bit of that.
No, good man.
No, thanks, guys.
No, well done, Jimmy.
Well, you haven't given me yours. We've done our Quinellas. What's yours?
Yeah, well done. I think the opposite. Port and Brisbane, there you go. I'm in a world of hurt, so I'm going for Port and Brisbane. There we go. Jimmy Bartell, he's our man. I'll tell you what, he doesn't miss too much. Statesman Windows, Adelaide's boutique window company, bring us him. Trusted by the best builders in Adelaide, and just like Jimmy themselves, they are elite performers, consistently delivering at the highest level. Need the best windows? See Statesman Windows.
Excellent work. Always great to have him on a Wednesday night. Now, of course, as we've had throughout the week and tonight, a couple of clues so far to guess Timmy's childhood footy hero for the Vintec Wine Cabinet. Thanks to Rusden Wines. We want a third clue, Timmy.
Yeah, you're dead right. Home of the Black Guts, Shiraz. We had the first clue was he was from a town in SA's Iron Triangle. My younger brother played league football with me, which is the second clue. The third clue, my 2 sons both played AFL. One of them played for the Adelaide Crows.
Me.
Good.
I got it.
All right. First caller through, 8223 0055. We'll play after the traffic.
At Hackney, look out for a 2-car crash at Hackney Road near Botanic Road. Another collision at Belair Sheoak Road near Old Belair Road. Delays heading outbound. And got works at Melrose Park, which is sluggish to South Road near Dawes Road. Busy right now, Brighton Road, Brighton to the camera, Langman Grove at Felixstowe. When the lucky country isn't so lucky, you're with Amy. Before buying insurance issued by Amy, read the PDS and TMD at amy.com.au and consider whether it's right for you. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
The 5AA Sports Show with Rowey and Timmy G.
He's one of Adelaide's favourite sons. He loves his Adelaide Crows, and each week he joins David and Will to share his footy tips and have a few laughs. Catch Fitzy, thanks to the new McSmart meal from Macca's. 2 burgers, small fries and small soft drink. $6.95. T's and C's apply.
Hi, Brett Ebert here from Mawson Lakes Mazda. There's a lot to like about Mawson Lakes Mazda. They'll take care of you with next day servicing, complimentary loan car, vacuum and wash, and your breakfast or lunch is on them. Your car gets a love too with their state-of-the-art service centre, brimming with top-trained mechanics. At Mawson Lakes Mazda, they'll look after your car and look after you. Mawson Lakes Mazda, just a short drive from the city.
Hello, Frank Walker from National Tiles. National Tiles now makes choosing tiles for your new home or renovation absolutely mistake-proof. Yes, National Tiles 3D Photo Quality Design Pro software shows you your tiles laid virtually in your home before you purchase. So don't risk it. Make an appointment or just come into National Tiles now to see your tiles laid virtually in your home before you purchase. National Tiles makes choosing your tiles for your home absolutely mistake-proof.
You need extra space. You need it now, but how?
Lots to think about with a home reno. How long will it take? Will it be worth it? Oh, and how are you going to pay for it all? That's where Aussie comes in. Unlocking the equity in your home can be a good place to start. A little know-how can help with your reno-how. Chat with your local Aussie broker. Our help's always free and 30 minutes could make all the difference. Visit aussie.com.au to book a time or find out more. Chat to us at Aussie today. Australian Credit Licence 246786.
The Adelaide International is back at the Drive this summer from January 6 to 11. Witness the skill and determination of world-class tennis players as they battle it out on court. And it's more than just tennis, with live music, delicious food, refreshing drinks and premium experiences. Plus, another massive Kids Day to kick off the event. Tickets from just $10 and kids free for select sessions. Book now at ticketmaster.com.au.
Need help navigating the NDIS? Anglicare SA is here for you. As a trusted NDIS provider, we offer tailored support to help you live independently. From supported living arrangements to one-on-one assistance and therapy services, we cover every aspect of your needs. Whether it's finding the right accommodation, learning new skills, or accessing treatments, Anglicare SA is your guide through the NDIS. Empower your life with Anglicare SA. Visit our website or call us today. Anglicare SA, your partner in living the life you choose.
New Zealand. Spectacular, safe, friendly and the perfect getaway destination. Holiday Wonders offers the most value-packed 17-day fully inclusive Grand Pacific holiday package. Fly direct from Adelaide with Air New Zealand and tour both the North and South Islands with meals, accommodation and endless highlights. Enjoy over $1,000 per couple in bonus value and a $200 per person discount. Regular departures available from September 2024 to May 2025. holidaywonders.com.au.
Everyday items locked in at low prices for longer. There's more ways than ever to save at Foodland.
The 5AA Sports Show, Rowey and Timmy G.
25 minutes after 5, where are they now with Roy Laird coming up at 5:30? We still have that double pass to Port Adelaide semi-final to give away against the Hawks on Friday. But right now, all thanks to our mates at Rusden Wines in the Barossa Valley, home of the Black Gut Shiraz, rusdenwines.com.au. We want to give you the chance to win this Vintec wine cabinet.
It's going to be, you get in the running if you get this right. Mm-hmm. Okay, so gave away the third clue. My two sons played AFL, one of them for the Crows. Chris is on the line. G'day, Chris.
Tim, how are you?
Who do you think I've got in the Vintec wine cabinet?
So easy.
Yes.
I can't believe no one guessed it. It's Barry Robin, younger brother Roger Robin. Of course, he had his two sons. One played for the Crows, one for Hawthorn.
That is 100% correct, Chris. Well done. Of course, Barry Robin. I was saying about when you're a kid and you first notice an opposition player and how good they are. I noticed this bloke when I was 6. I was at the Adelaide Oval with my brothers watching Port North. Unbelievable.
You know, I remember even when the golden era of Sturt, even they were amazed when he came out and he ripped Ricks off to shreds in the first couple of years he played for North Adelaide. And they all wondered how good is this kid going to be.
Yeah, and he was. And just the tragedy, that knee injury that could have been. I mean, I'd hate to think how many McGarry medals he would have won and whether he would have eventually been tempted to go to Victoria or not, but it didn't seem that sort of bloke.
One of the most naturally gifted players to have ever played. He's a Australian Football Hall of Fame legend status.
Yeah, and
got
that's
that back in 01. Got a statue. His record speaks for itself. Yeah. His talent speaks for himself. His two boys are just outstanding. Played with both of them. One of the nicest gentlemen
I'll never forget
you'll ever meet on this planet.
Russell said to me one day, because we were playing a social tennis tournament thing, and he said, I said, gee, that bloke plays tennis all right on one leg, you know. And he goes, Timmy? And I said, and then joking, I said, and they tell me he could play footy a bit too, you know. And Russell said, Timmy, the best, and about this far to whoever you want to put second. Yeah, that's how big a rap Russell gave him. So there you go. And he was talking across the whole country.
Oh, good.
So, amazing.
No, great story. Well done, and a great legend. Johnny at West Croydon, how are you?
Hello, lads. How you going?
Good, thanks, John.
Just a couple of things. Firstly, Rowey, you mentioned a couple of things earlier. One was that we should throw a bucket load of money to Chris Scott, and I agree with that. But
I would.
Probably not. Yeah, I would too, right? That's probably not going to happen. But I'll tell you the guy that I'd go for, and you just spoke to him. I'd get rid of whoever we'd need to get rid of in our football department, and I'd put Jimmy Bartell there, and I'd throw a bucket load of money at him. is where I would be going, because his insight into football is second to none.
Oh, he's amazing.
He's amazing.
Yeah.
The other thing, you mentioned that you thought Matthew Nicks has done a pretty good job with the list he's got. I'm not sure. Well, actually, I'm not sure. I actually don't agree with you. Matthew Nicks himself said that the list is fine. Matthew Nicks himself said he doesn't need any help. The club had come out either early this year or late last year to say that their expectation was that they should be playing finals this year, right? That hasn't happened, right? So we're not playing finals. We've gone backwards, so we haven't progressed a lot. And at the end of the day, you're only as good, the coach is only as good as his win-loss record, and it's not very good. So in Matthew Nicks's own words, if he thinks his list is fine, well, then what's the problem?
Well, I said nearly exactly that. I was mesmerised. I was shocked. I was taken aback that he took that stance. So immediately me, as a fan that watches and calls and is involved, I go, well, if you think the list is okay, well, then it's you. You can't coach, dude. But if the list isn't okay, well, then let's get it better. Let's give you a chance, because I do like the way they play. I do like the grit they have. I like the fight. It is a foundation and a cornerstone and a DNA, in his words, as to how they want to play. Now just add some talent. And they did. They got Dawson. They got Rankin. Let's hope they can add again this year. But if his fingerprints are all over everyone that they've picked and they're re-signing, and it has to be, the coach has to do that. Can't tell me Chris Scott and John Longmire say, don't go and get me that. The list manager says, no. Go and get me Jeremy Cameron, you clown. One job.
Let's go to Manningham and ask Mike. G'day, Mike.
G'day. I tend to agree with what's just been said. I've had the pleasure of meeting the coach, but the Crows. Lovely bloke, fantastic bloke.
Yeah.
But as for having the get up and go to get the guys going, as in the Knuckles here or the Brussy over there, you need this in a grand final, the lead up to the grand final. Lovely bloke, but I don't think he's got it to gee the guys up in the moment.
Yeah, Mike, yeah, look, I'm led to believe it won't be the coach. There might be coaches. I'm led to believe there's going to be some swift change.
5:30 headlines are coming up. We'll see and hear more from your calls very shortly. And where are they now? Roy Laird to join us next.
Rowey and Timmy G on the 5AA Sports Show. This is 5AA News, always Adelaide.
Good evening, Mel Usher with the latest news headlines. Major Crime is seeking assistance from the public in relation to two vehicles spotted near last night's murder at Seaton. A Hunter Valley bus driver has been jailed for at least 24 years over the 2023 crash that killed 10 people. Kamala Harris has been declared the winner of today's presidential debate against Donald Trump. And in sport, the Adelaide 36ers have added former NBA star Montrezl Harrell. Now checking 5AA traffic.
Kiza Physiotherapy, Rehabilitation and Strength Training. Build strength with precision at Kiza Norwood.
At Somerton Park, a crash. Oaklands Road near Diagonal Road. Another two-car crash at Hackney Road near Botanic Road. Another prang at Blair, Sheoak Road near Old Blair Road. Delays outbound. Slow at the moment, South Road at Theberton. Busy Brighton Road, Brighton, with a camera Briar Road at Felixstowe. The blackout sale is now on at 40 Winks with 50% off mattresses and 30% off furniture for a limited time only. T's and C's apply. 40 Winks, serious about sleep. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
The 5AA forecast, partly cloudy tonight down to 8, partly cloudy tomorrow 19. Right now it's 14 degrees. We'll have more news at 6 and as it happens on 5AA.
David Penberthy and Will Goodings, 5AA Breakfast.
The rules of the debate in the US. It's 90 minutes long. There'll be 2 commercial breaks. Trump and Harris can't talk to their staffers during the ad breaks. I like this part. A coin flip had decided which side of the stage they'll stand on and also who will speak last.
Adelaide's leading breakfast show.
So Trump won the coin flip. He will speak last, and Kamala Harris will kick to the riverbank end.
Weekdays from 6 a.m. on 5AA. Always Adelaide.
Make your move into a new Mazda at the M event. From September 8 to 15, enjoy an M event bonus across all Mazda models. Get $500 off Mazda 3 or CX-3, $750 off CX-60, or $1,500 off VT50. Head to your local Mazda dealer for the M event and make it yours today, while stocks last. Terms, conditions and exclusions apply. See Mazda.com.au for details.
What is the point of making junk disappear?
We make space for possibility.
Oh, that's huge.
Why do people want junk to disappear?
To make space for possibility.
And who gives them this new space?
We do.
And how do we do it?
We make junk disappear.
And what does a person need to do to make all this happen?
All you have to do is point.
We make space for possibility.
We make space for possibility.
Call 1-800-GOT-JUNK.
Or visit 1800gotjunk.com.au.
2025 Early Bird Airfares are here with Phil Hoffman Travel and Singapore Airlines, the world's most awarded airline. Enjoy amazing connections through Singapore with 10 flights per week direct from Adelaide. Fly economy class return to Singapore from $999 per person, or Milan return from $1,769 per person. Offer ends September 25th. Availability is limited. Select travel dates and T's and C's apply. Visit pht.com.au.
Are you ready to reignite your sense of adventure? Well, travel our way and find experiences in South Australia worthy of a getaway.
I've just gone away and come back. This is the greatest state. There's nothing here that isn't anywhere else in the world, or something in the world that's better than what we've got here.
And our food.
Oh, God.
And wine is the best.
Our way is swimming with furry friends.
Yep.
Seals, whatever you want. Not the ones with big teeth. But you can do that as well if you want to go to Neptune Island.
Don't go
in
swimming
a
with
cage.
koalas. That's not a good idea.
Well, no, you can't. Climb trees with them.
You can do
Oysters
that.
plucked straight from the sea.
Yes.
Coffin Bay. God, I'd move there in a heartbeat. Dining in a tasting nest amongst the vines, hidden hideaways under the brightest stars, shimmering pink lakes, and party delights that go for days and nights. This is the best state.
So leave the chaos behind and make it a getaway. Visit southaustralia.com to plan your next adventure. I just did it. SA Travel Our Way.
At Simplicity Funerals, we have been keeping funerals simple and easy for over 40 years. Visit simplicityfunerals.com.au or call us 24/7 to get started today. Simplicity Funerals. Easy, respectful, simple.
Everyday items locked in at low prices for longer. There's more ways than ever to save at Foodland.
The 5AA Sports Show, Rowey and Timmy G.
I actually like starting on the bench, and a lot of others don't. We've had it for the past, I think, maybe 6 weeks now, and when Kenny thinks something's going well, he just sticks with it the whole time. So we've spoke about it, and I guess it takes the sting out of the game a bit for me, so I don't mind it.
24 minutes to 6. Jason Horne-Francis, happy to start on the bench.
The first player in the history of football to admit that. He's taken the P155. He's looking after his coach.
Can't believe that.
Timmy, you're smirking.
What? Yeah.
We got one of the great coaches on in a minute. We'll ask him. Any player. I'll tell you what.
Bench.
Start one of the Gowans on the bench. There you
That was on 7 News.
We'll ask him.
All right, we've still got a double pass to Port semi-final to give away, so stay tuned this half hour. But of course, right now, for Walco Pool Blankets, to keep your water clean, warm and prevent evaporation, go to walco.com.au.
The 5AA Sports Shows, Where Are They Now? Past legends, past glories.
Yes, a pretty outstanding record this, and was just entered into the West End SA Hall of Fame, deservedly. Of course, played for Central District as a player between 88 and 98, 87 league games there. He was assistant league coach in 2000. He was actually the runner in 99. Then went to the reserves coach, coached a flag there, then took over in 2003, won 7 flags as a coach in an unprecedented run. It was amazing. Roy Laird, welcome.
Timmy, Rowey, how you going?
Excellent, my friend. First of all, congratulations on the honour. I know it's well-deserved, and I know you don't sit comfortable with that, but you're going to have to, all right? So let's get to the storyline. First of all, mate, born and bred in the north, tell us about the childhood.
Yeah, Scottish parents. They came out here in 68. I was born in 69. Elizabeth was very much a British migrant sort of colony back in those days, so it was Scottish and English and Irish everywhere, so it was a lot of soccer going on. I played soccer as a young lad till I was about 16. Got a little bored of it at the time, and then in that time I'd started going to watch a bit of Centrals, and that we're talking late 70s when SANFL was huge, and I got sucked in by the atmosphere and the colourful club that are Central Districts.
And mate, when you mention your soccer, were you part of Elizabeth City, which is now Playford Patriots?
No, I wasn't. I played just at Elizabeth Vale was where we lived.
The Vale.
I played there, and I played a little bit at Para Hills, a bit of federation there through 14s and 16s, but yeah, no, it was just I played for 10 years, and
wow.
As I said, soccer back in those days, it really had no profile. Footy, it probably still is today. Unfortunately, A-League struggles a bit, but footy was where it was at for me, and all of my mates, we had to go and played a year at Darren Lehman. I got on well with Darren Lehman. I played a lot of cricket with him, so we ended up playing 1 year at Gawler Centrals in the Barossa comp in 87, and then went and played juniors, went out to Centrals, had to go in 88, so all took off from there.
Well, I'm glad footy won you over, Roy. Can I go back to your Scottish roots? I've just come back from Scotland. Do you know your clan and your history?
Well, my mum's a McDonald. The main part I know is around our soccer. My dad was a huge Glasgow Rangers fan. My mum, all her family were from Aberdeen, and so I don't know too much. Sadly, I've never been back. I'm a shocker when it comes to flying, so I don't reckon I'll ever get back there, unfortunately, but love to get there one day.
Well, while you're on the flying, that was the big rumour when you won all the flags. AFL clubs may or may not have come knocking. You can share that with us. We've jumped forward a fair bit, but the story we got is you refused to get on a plane.
No. Look, I'd only ever had a couple of casual conversations around whether I had any interest, but no, look, I had a few mates, I reckon, who ended up going there and being assistants, and they weren't that glowing in their enjoyment of it. They just felt that, having been SANFL people, they weren't paid the respect. And I was just a battler footballer, and I thought, no, I'm probably not going to enjoy it as much as I did enjoy coaching my own footy club. I was a supporter, passionate about Centrals, and I was having a great time, and so the flying thing had nothing to do with it.
Hey, so Roy, when you get to Elizabeth, of course, 88, Neil Curley would have been coaching, is that right?
He was. I played my first game under Curl, so it was an incredible period. Well, funny, we were big Central supporters. A group of my mates, we used to go to the footy all the time, and Cowboy Neil was the previous coach.
That's right, yeah.
Now, in late 87, we used to go out to start watching training late in the year, because all the rumours started floating around that Cowboy was going to get the sack.
Yeah.
Now, we all stood there one night coming up with a letter. No, we're not having this. We're going to write a letter and give it to the board, give it to the club, because we can't have this bloke sacked. Well, bugger me, only a day or so later, the announcement was that Neil Curley's coaching Central. So the letter got screwed up, thrown in the bin real quick, and we were on the Curls bandwagon. He was going to take us to a premiership. He did well, Curls, but we couldn't quite get there.
Yeah, what a classic. Now, post that, I always say this is the beginning of the Dogs' transformation. Alan Stewart takes over. How did you take to Stewie as a coach, and of course the introduction of Ray McLean?
So we've gone from Curls, and then Stewie took over. Now, this is where I was saying earlier today, I was very lucky with those that I was involved with. I remember hearing all the, some of the greats, Kernahans, Bradleys, Jarmans, all raving about Stewie with his involvement at Teal Cup level, how good he was. And he was every bit of that when he took over the coaching. Very educational. He was a centralist person at heart, and that was reflected in the way he went about it. Brought some disciplines in. Ray McLean involved. I reckon that was through Jonah, because Jonah was then on as our runner when Stewie came back.
That's right.
It just started heading in the right direction. It had to be brought back to scratch a bit, because he just really played a lot of the young lads, showed a lot of faith, and got rewarded over time with a gradual build to playing in our first grand final in '95. We played Port. Obviously, and you'd remember that fondly.
Yeah.
Knocked us off a couple of times in grand finals, but yeah, Stewie got us on the right path again.
Yeah. Roy, when you played, did you always know you wanted to coach?
No, or never. Again, only being an average footballer at best, you never think you're ever going to be a chance. But it was only my last few years I'd always started getting bad knees, and Daryl Hicks was very good to me. Daryl was coaching the reserves, and Daryl, I loved that at reserves level. I just felt that I belonged there. I could help some of the young kids, and Daryl gave me a bit of license to get heavily involved in pre-game stuff, talking with all the players, motivational stuff. And it was only then that I started thinking, I'm actually enjoying this a bit. Now, a couple of years later, Daryl was the one who was good enough to step aside. When Clarko was there, Daryl stepped aside from coaching the reserves to allow me to do it. He saw something in me, and I'll be forever indebted to Daryl for doing that. And, then coach reserves. Loved the reserves under Clarko. Fair base to work under Clarko. He was well ahead of his time, and it was 2 great years I had coaching the reserves.
You're very modest, Roy, and every time I hear you speak, you always say, and even the Malcolm Blights say, players make coaches. There's no doubt about that. You've got to have a good list. You had the Gowans boys. I can nearly name your great team through that era. So you did have great players, but great coaches make great teams, and that's where I think you come into it. They were a great, hungry team that were relentless and ruthless. We knew exactly how you played, how you drilled them, but you just did it longer for harder, Roy.
Yeah, look, I got lucky. Again, I know at the time when Clarko effectively left, the players had the shits on, and I was fortunate enough that they paid me the respect to give me a chance. I think I got on well with the players. I'd coached the reserves, interacted really well with them, but I think they knew that I was a hard worker, and I reckon they were prepared to say, okay, well, let's give them a go. They paid me respect early. I'd like to think I repaid that by working hard and always having their best interests at heart. And then once we were winning them, like the area itself was going off. When we were winning premierships, those celebration nights were huge, and you just wanted more and more of a taste. I love my sport, and I love all different sorts of sports, and dominant sports, clubs or people, Port included. I always admired all that sort of thing and always aspired. And, of course, when we'd been ridiculed for years for never winning one, the moment we won one, I reckon the whole club felt, well, we could go on and do this for a while. And, we had a good run.
Sustained success, that's what I talk about. It sounds easy on paper once it's done, but it's not easy. And I think the motivation of keeping the group up and about, the timing of your run is always key. You spoke about it the other night, how you had these little, probably a month of extra workload, if you like, and the like. Like you said, it may have been a placebo. It may have been something that was just in the back of the minds of the opposition and the like. But it was all part of just making sure you got that motivation and the timing right going into finals.
It was, and that was where we were lucky. Well, I was lucky. I was involved with Jonah. Jonah coached that first one in 2000. But it's all those contacts that build up along the way. Jonah had been involved with the Crows when they won 97-98. Jonah was the runner.
Yes.
And Jonah, I reckon, had pretty much the inside, obviously, to Neil Craig. And I'm pretty sure I recall that same story, that Neil Craig had them doing a fair block of work before finals. And I reckon Jonah grabbed hold of that, did that in 2000. We got the result in 2000, winning our first ever grand final, and it was sort of that, well, why would you change something if it's not broken? And we then grew off that. I remember one occasion, I reckon we used to do it over a 4 or 5 week block, and I remember us running about 23 kilometres. We actually measured it out based on the workload we were doing, and we were able to put on a board, listen, boys, we ran 23 kilometres in the last 4 weeks in pure running drills on top of all the ball work we would do.
Yep.
And it was all about just trying to instill a belief, because we knew we had talent, but if we could be fitter and stronger for all other sides, and we were going to give ourselves a huge chance.
You mentioned lucky 5 times, Roy. You make your own luck. You
do.
You do. You weren't lucky, mate. You worked bloody hard, and you've just told that story. So, glow in the afterglow of you being now a Hall of Famer. You thoroughly deserve that. I want to ask just one last question, because I've had a bit to do with these boys over the years. The Gowans twins, did you make them or they made you? Because, God almighty, how good have they been to that club?
Well, we helped each other
there you go.
along the way, but there's no doubt, they played a big part. I'll tell you one story on them. So we lost, for all the great wins we had, the SNFL one year in 2006 introduced the McGarry in the week of the grand final.
Oh, right.
So anyway, we trained this night. I turned up to the McGarry, week of the grand final, and I've turned up a bit late. And on our table, there's a casket there of beers, and the boys have got all beers and tipping them in.
No.
I thought, what on earth? And you can guess who were the two biggest culprits.
Yes.
Well, anyway, so obviously the Eagles have seen this, and I'm pretty sure the Eagles would have used it and said, have a look at these blokes, how cocky they are. Well, so we ended up, so I couldn't control them. We ended up saying, listen, just slow it down. So we stopped the beers halfway through the night, but damage was done. Eagles ended up belting us, and look, they were just great characters. They were great socially. I reckon everyone in the SNFL knows them socially, how good the blokes they are. But on the ground, they were just great competitors. And look, they weren't the only ones. We had a super team, but they were an integral part of it. And very popular today. Whenever you see them, you're always having a laugh with them.
Oh, they're diamonds.
Yeah. Hey, Roy, you speak very well, and we're enjoying this interview. But there's a guy that probably speaks a bit better than you, and he was a big fan of KG's show. And I just wonder if you could pass it on to him. There's a Sammy's voucher at reception for him. Peter from Craigmore.
Yeah.
Tell us about Pete from
Come
Craigmore.
on, Roy.
Have you got a confession to make on air?
Yeah, so Pete, look, KG, like who didn't love the Saturday morning sports show and KG at the time? Russell Ebert, Jumbo.
Yes.
And I used to get on the phone a little bit under my alias at Pete. I can't hide it. It's a bit like unveiling Batman all this. But anyway, I'd won the caller of the morning for this prize, and I remember sending a family member in. I thought, I can't go in there. They're going to... I'd met Russell and KG. I didn't want them to be recognised. So anyway, this relative of mine brought back the prize, and it was a bloody pencil case and a pencil, and the Sammy's Marina voucher used to get sprayed around. I thought, if I lived in Unley or the Bay, I bet you I was putting the Sammy's on the Marina voucher.
Oh,
Timmy
Roy.
lives in the northern suburbs, and he'll be happy with that.
Yeah. Great story.
Yeah,
hey,
that's classic.
Before we let you go, you're in real estate, aren't you, up north?
I am. Got a Harcourt's office up in Elizabeth, and have been for 15 years. So, great group, and real estate's gone crazy up all over the state, obviously. But, enjoy
Good
it.
on
That
you.
and my kids playing sport. Life's good.
Excellent, mate. And keep the karaoke going as well, mate. I know you're a fan.
One of the better performers in Adelaide.
Oh, you are not. No, Roy, you're not. No, no one does carry it. No.
He's a fool. Tell him he's a fool.
Get a bit of Elvis or Kenny Rogers.
Roy, I love Kenny Rogers. Do the Gowans boys know that you do karaoke?
Yeah, they're my backup singers.
I told you. The doo-wop boys. I love it.
Oh, good man.
Fantastic chat,
Well
mate.
done,
You're in the
mate.
SA Hall of Fame. You absolutely, thoroughly
That is
deserve
huge.
it, mate. Well played. And, just reflect and bask in that for a moment and just give yourself some credit for once, mate. Well played.
Appreciate it, fellas. Thanks for that.
Roy Laird, our guest into
That
the
is
West
a
End
Sandful.
SA Sandful Hall of Fame.
He's a ripper.
And what a great, a lot of people during his career from the outside thought, he's a grumpy bugger, he's never happy, all
No,
the
he's
rest of it.
not.
Right? He was a very good coach for one, but a great sense of humour and loves his karaoke. Loves it, mate. As an absolute
No,
dipper.
he's just gone down a little run for
And the
me.
Gowans love it too, don't worry.
Well, they've just gone down a little run as well.
I reckon I'll get them in there to talk to you about that. No worries at all.
Roy Laird, what a
All righty.
star.
That's all thanks to Walco, of course, brings us our Where Are They Nows. And, of course, it's probably that time of year where you start to think about it. I looked at my winter cover today and I thought to myself, do I give the boys a call and maybe book it in? Because what will happen is you'll need to change it. You'll need to get the summer one on, and that's where they come in again. So Walco, they're, the centre of SA's biggest cover-up. Get your Walco Guardian pool cover now.
Outstanding. Our 36ers in the NBL Blitz currently up by 10 points with about 6 minutes to go in the last term. So on their way towards a third straight pre-season win. That would be fantastic. More of your calls straight after we check your traffic.
Residual delays clearing from that League smash at Blair, Oak Road near Old Blair Road, so that's good news for the drive home. Still got some delays with a crash at Somerson Park as well, Oaklands Road near Diagonal Road, and we are quite busy at the moment, Brighton Road at Glenelg. Slow going Main North Road at Enfield with a camera Lyons Road at Holden Hill. 10 years warranty on Miller now at Harvey Norman. Adelaide's kitchen and laundry appliance specialist. Shop in-store or online. Don't miss 10 years warranty on Miller now at Harvey Norman. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Rowey and Timmy G on the 5AA Sports Show.
The National Disability Insurance Scheme does more than support individuals with disabilities. It paves the way for extraordinary people to thrive. 5AA is helping you navigate the NDIS by highlighting great NDIS companies that are making a difference, like Maxima. They can help NDIS participants into meaningful employment. Maxima reframe what's possible. Keep listening for more great NDIS businesses here on Adelaide's 5AA.
If you owned a racehorse, what would you name it? Shannon Foal? Pony Abbott? Well, with the Ladbrokes Racing Club, you can name new runners and follow their journey from day one. Join the Ladbrokes Racing Club today. T's and C's apply and available on website. Chances are you're about to lose.
Don't just get a forklift. Get a Toyota forklift.
Deliver more with Toyota, the world's #1 forklift brand. Choose from a great range including pallet jacks, walkie stackers and reach forklifts, right up to their leading Toyota counterbalance forklifts. Legendary reliability and safety with cleaner, greener electric options. Toyota can tailor the right forklift solution for you. For more, visit toyotamaterialhandling.com.au.
Get a Toyota forklift.
What? Should say pardon, shouldn't you?
You should
pardon.
say, beg your pardon.
Beg your pardon. Hearing loss, as we get older, God, it's annoying for all involved. Not just the person, Una, but Jody.
Yeah.
Stephen, can you switch your ears on? Well, love, I've only got one.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, I've got a disability. I mean, how poor are you?
You're hearing impaired.
You've been married to me for 31 years.
Yeah.
What do you expect? Now, if you're struggling to hear your loved ones, or find yourself turning the TV volume up and talking loud, we have, well, actually, Timmy, you have some great news.
Yes, we do. Audica has opened new hearing clinics in Glenelg, St Agnes and Golden Grove. So they're continuing their mission to help more people hear better. With 56 Audica clinics statewide, personalised hearing care is always nearby.
And those are like me that got nerve deafness and you get told, oh, there's no help for you. Hang on a sec.
Yep.
Put the truck in reverse.
Really?
If you're over 26, you can book a free hearing check today. Call 1300 460 460. That's 1300 460 460. Be like me, here with 2 ears. Audica.com.au.
Yeah.
City Discount Tires.
Get saving this month at City Discount Tires. Grab 3 Falcon Zeek ZE 310R passenger car tires and get the 4th tyre absolutely free. Experience top-notch performance with exceptional grip on both wet and dry surfaces. Steer your way to citydiscounttires.com.au for even more great deals. City Discount Tires. We're driven by value.
City Discount Tires.
New Zealand. Spectacular, safe, friendly and the perfect getaway destination. Holiday Wonders offers the most value-packed 17-day fully inclusive Grand Pacific holiday package. Fly direct from Adelaide with Air New Zealand and tour both the North and South Islands with meals, accommodation and endless highlights. Enjoy over $1,000 per couple in bonus value and a $200 per person discount. Regular departures available from September 2024 to May 2025. holidaywonders.com.au.
SA's own Respirico Healthcare has been supporting South Australians for 20 years. Our goal is to make a positive difference in people's lives. This month, we're proudly opening a new branch in Kilkenny. It will stock helpful devices for sleep, respiratory and assistive technology, with a focus on complex assistive technology needs. Ask about our education sessions and special offers at Shop 4, 10 to 14 Regency Road, Kilkenny. That's how you start making a positive difference. Respirico Healthcare, 6 stores across SA.
Everyday items locked in at low prices for longer. There's more ways than ever to save at Foodland.
The 5AA Sports Show, Rowey and Timmy G.
2 minutes to 6. Port tickets still in our hands. We will give them away after the 6 o'clock news, so stay listening for your chance to get along to the semi-final against the Hawks. Of course, your call's still to come, 8223 0000. Everyone that goes to wear is in the running for these Toyota AFL Grand Final tickets.
Absolutely, though. Let's go to Glenelg North. Hello, Helen.
Evening, boys. Look, my blood pressure's really high after listening to Jimmy Bartell and all the holes that are in our team. But anyhow, what are we going to do with that monster Meek?
He's a big unit, isn't he?
It's a good question,
player.
Helen.
Yeah, like is what's his name, Sweet on him?
Will be, yes. Yes, they'll be competing in the middle.
And then I hear that it might have been Malcolm Blight. I read is to change Nixon into the ruck. Well, God, I don't think one touch, and we know how big Nixon is. I don't think he'd be able to keep up with him.
Yes, Big Charlie. I think
Helen, tell us exactly how you feel.
Yeah, I think it'll be Jordan Sweet, and he'll have to take him on, Helen, and he'll have to give us as good a first look as he can. But that's part of the challenge.
It is. Can we give Helen a prize?
Yeah,
that was a bloody good
voucher?
question. That $50 powers voucher, Helen. You'll enjoy that.
Well played.
Here's a text as we close in on the 6 o'clock news, and we've got tickets to the game to give away too. Unique Home Style Food text. Koshy's been awfully quiet this week. Has he been told to shut up, Rob? Would have he?
Has he been on our breakfast show this week?
Oh, was he on?
Not yet. There's a possibility he could be on tomorrow.
Oh, tune in for that.
Absolutely, with Dave and Will. But the Sanford want the opposite. They would like him to speak. They want some sort of explanation or retraction. That's what was broken the other day.
Apology.
Well, I don't think they want it on our show, do they?
Well, I think they'd like to hear from him in some way.
Well, this is what I would say to all out there. Tune in to 5AA Breakfast with David and Will from 6, because Koshy will appear.
It is 6 o'clock. Time for the news. We have AFLW stars Rochelle Martin and Kirsty Lamb next.
The 5AA Sports Show with Rowey and Timmy G.
Online, on DAB Digital Radio, and on 1395 AM. Talking Adelaide. This is Adelaide's 5AA.
Partly cloudy tonight, down to 8. Partly cloudy tomorrow, 19. With the 6 o'clock news, I'm Mel Usher.
Aged 45 to 49, search Australian Government free bowel screening kit and order yours today.
Major Crime is seeking assistance from the public in relation to 2 vehicles seen near the Seaton murder last night. A teenager was ambushed before being stabbed multiple times outside his Carey Avenue home. 19-year-old Scott Phillips died at the scene. Power to his house was switched off and he was set upon by at least one attacker when he went outside to investigate. Superintendent Des Bray has described the vehicles they've identified on nearby Fidock Avenue just after 10 last night.
2 cars of interest drove past. One was a small 4-door white-coloured sedan, similar in appearance to a Hyundai i30. There was also a dark-coloured 4-door sedan, like family car size, similar in appearance to an early model Ford.
Former State Liberal leader David Spears has broken his silence over the white powder scandal in his first public statement since video emerged of him appearing to snort powder in his kitchen. The 39-year-old's announced he's taking medical leave from Parliament. He says the last few days have been distressing for him and his family, and medical professionals have advised him to take time away and concentrate on his health and well-being. He's also revealed he's engaged legal counsel to help him navigate the situation, which he maintains is a deepfake or elaborate hoax. The National Anti-Corruption Commission says it's currently investigating the actions of 6 current or former politicians. The agency isn't naming the MPs whose behaviour is being looked into. A total of 29 corruption investigations are currently underway. Loved ones are welcoming the minimum 24-year jail sentence for the Hunter Valley wedding bus driver, but says it will never bring their loved ones back. Senior reporter Josh Bryant was in court.
A judge says words cannot adequately express the pain, anger, frustration and sadness in the court as survivors and loved ones of those killed describe the devastation resulting from the crash in Greta last year. 10 people were killed, 25 others injured when the bus driven by Brett Andrew Button tipped at a roundabout while it was transporting guests from a wedding. Button has told the court he hates himself and has struggled to find the words to apologise for what he called a horrible and tragic event that has ruined the lives of hundreds of people. Button has been sentenced to at least 24 years behind bars with a maximum sentence of 32. He'll be 83 when he's first eligible for parole.
Life insurers will soon be banned from using the results of genetic testing to deny Australians cover. Zach De Silva has the story.
Genetic tests can help predict whether a person is at risk of certain medical conditions, including some cancers. Experts say they play an important role in early diagnosis and treatment, but in some cases the test results are also being used by life insurance companies to deny Australians cover. Assistant Treasurer Stephen Jones says that practice will soon be banned.
We want to ensure that people are encouraged to take control of their own health.
Christine Cuppett from the Council of Life Insurers says the industry is backing Labor's proposal.
We've never wanted to do anything to discourage people from taking a genetic test.
The government hopes to introduce the ban into Parliament before the next election.
Kamala Harris and Donald Trump went head-to-head in their first US presidential debate today. Vice President Harris is widely considered the winner of the face-off in Philadelphia. 63% of Americans, polled by CNN, say she produced a better performance. Now turning to 5AA Sport.
Hearing Australia, voted most trusted hearing provider. Call 134 432 or visit hearing.com.au.
There are only 2 sleeps till the Port Hawthorn semi-final at Adelaide Oval. The Power are under increased pressure after last week's shocking outing against Geelong. Jason Horne-Francis has told Seven the problems may have stemmed from the week they had.
I just feel like personally we didn't train the best, and I feel like you train the way you play, so that was probably the point of difference I recognised. Our skills and our pressure that we bring to training, even though it's training, we as a team we do a little match play at the end of training. I just thought we weren't up to standard.
There's a new face at the Adelaide 36ers. They've added former NBA star Montrezl Harrell. And Australia and England will reignite their cricket rivalry tomorrow morning our time with the first of the T20 internationals. The 2 sides open the series in Southampton. Now checking 5AA traffic.
Kiza Physiotherapy, Rehabilitation and Strength Training. Build strength with precision at Kiza Norwood.
Residual delays clearing from the earlier smash at Blair, Oak Road near Old Blair Road, so that's good news for the drive home. Still got some delays with a crash at Summerson Park as well, Oaklands Road near Diagonal Road, and we are quite busy at the moment, Brighton Road at Glenelg. Slow going Main North Road at Enfield with a camera at Lyons Road at Holden Hill. 10 years warranty on Miller now at Harvey Norman. Adelaide's kitchen and laundry appliance specialist. Shop in-store or online. Don't miss 10 years warranty on Miller now at Harvey Norman. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Now the 5AA weather.
Get the Toyota Forklift Advantage. Visit toyotamaterialhandling.com.au.
Down to 8 tonight, partly cloudy tomorrow, 19. Friday, partly cloudy, 18. And 17 on Saturday. Right now it's 13 degrees. Now let's check what's happening on 9 News tonight.
Thank you, I'm Kate Collins. Tonight's headlines. Major crime police reveal a number of potential murder weapons were pulled from bins after a teenager was ambushed and killed at his Seaton home. And former Liberal leader David Speers takes medical leave in the wake of the white powder video. And don't worry, you haven't missed the news. You can start over on 9 Now as soon as you're home.
It feels like finals this September as the Host Plus Sample League finals are taking over Adelaide Oval. The action all culminates in celebrating the Festival of Footy on Grand Final Day, Sunday 22nd September. See Adelaide Oval covered with activities for everyone, with kids zones, bars and play on at the free after party in the McGarry Room. The Host Plus Sample League Grand Final. Nothing beats it.
Nothing beats the sample!
Are you looking for a guide to the NDIS? With over 3,000 providers, the Disability Support Guide offers people with a detailed directory of providers and their services, from accommodation and advisors to different therapy options and in-home and community services. The Disability Support Guide is committed to being Australia's leading voice for consumers navigating disability support. For more information, visit disabilitysupportguide.com.au or give us a call on 1300 186 688.
Hold on to your tool belts because this Friday is demo day at Toolkit Depot Mile End. Check out the latest tools and outdoor gear just in time for spring. All the big brands on show: Milwaukee, Makita, Bosch and DeWalt. Try the latest mowers, line trimmers, hedges and other outdoor gear. We'll have battery deals, product demos, giveaways and a free sausage sizzle. The Toolkit Depot Demo Day this Friday 11am to 4pm only at Toolkit Depot Mile End, 175 Railway Terrace.
The Honda mid-size SUV stock clearance is on now. Get 8 years warranty and 8 years roadside assist, plus a $1,000 Ampol fuel card on 2023 build Honda ZR-V and CR-Vs. Visit us at Formula Honda to test drive today. Ampol fuel card offer valid until September 30. Different warranty applies for vehicles used for commercial purposes. T's and C's at honda.com.au. Hurry into Formula Honda. Find us at Glen Osmond Road, Glen Osmond or North East Road, Modbury.
Great choice, great savings. Now is the perfect time to buy a new caravan or motorhome from Canberra Agent RV Centre. With great deals and an extensive range from leading brands like Winnebago, Corrimal and Windsor, as well as a great selection of pre-owned products, we are a one-stop shop for caravans, campervans, motorhomes and more. So what are you waiting for? Visit Canberra Agent RV Centre Parafield Gardens to find the perfect RV for your next adventure.
In SA, is there really such a thing as an average road trip? From cellar doors to first pours, campsites to long hikes, leafy laneways to boutique city stays, dusty plumes to old school tunes, the first river dip to the first Shiraz sip. Find our treasures and soak it up on the open road. Visit southaustralia.com to travel our way for experiences worthy of a road trip.
Europe is on sale at Phil Hoffman Travel. Discover amazing European holidays perfect for both first-timers and seasoned travellers. Whether you're dreaming of fly and cruise packages, rail adventure, land packages, guided tours, river cruises or luxurious ocean voyages, they've got it all. Plus the early bird airfares to get you there, including return flights to Europe from $1,769 per person, on sale until September 25th. Visit pht.com.au.
Streaming live via the 5AA Player app on DAB Digital Radio and on 1395 AM. This is 5AA, always Adelaide.
Everyday items locked in at low prices for longer. There's more ways than ever to save at Foodland.
The 5AA Sports Show, Rowey and Timmy G.
Yeah, it's 10 minutes after 6 on this Wednesday night. Driving with Dixon at 6:30 this evening. Still to come, Terry McAuliffe's going to join us for a bit of a special late in the program for the Balaclava Cup. We'll go over what's happened out there today. A double pass still to give away to Port Adelaide's semi-final against the Hawks, so stay tuned. And just some news, the Adelaide 36ers, they got the win over the Breakers, 98-91. So that's 3 pre-season wins for our Sixers and the second in the Blitz.
Well, it is round 3 of the AFLW. Crows sit 2 from 2. They play Hawks at home at Unley. Joining us, Pocket Rocket Rochelle Martin. She joins us. Rochelle, welcome.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Is that a good definition for you? Oh, God, you go at it.
Pocket Rocket? Yeah. I get a bunch of nicknames, I think, so Pocket Rocket's okay.
Well, you give us a couple of others.
I've had like Mighty Mouse, I've had Timmy, I've had what else have I had? Zip Zap. I think I've had a lot of nicknames.
Hang on, reverse, Rochelle. Tinia, that's what you get between your toes.
Yeah, I had that in my amateur league when I started playing, and the coach just said I was always between people's toes, so he called me Tinia. I also had Shrugger because I just shrugged tackles and stuff. So I had so many nicknames.
Oh, God. Well, I love watching you play, Rochelle. Keep up that pocket rocket type of stuff. Very effervescent. Hey, you kept the team goalless in Fremantle. 6 points last week.
Yeah.
God, that's unreal.
Yeah, that was pretty crazy. It was defense really held up well. So I was actually quite surprised at the end that, we held them goalless. So that was a good outcome for us. But, yeah.
Hey, you've never lost at Unley. Did you know that, Rochelle?
Oh, I know that now.
Come on, Tinya.
And I think with your number one defensive team, I mean, you didn't allow Fremantle to get a goal, so I would say at Unley, you're looking good for the Hawks. They're top too.
Yeah, Hawks are a good team. We've never versed them before, so they're also a very strong contested team. But, yeah, our defence is holding up well, thankfully. So, yeah, defence was really good against FIVEAA, so hopefully we can show that again this weekend.
Your accuracy probably needs some work. 5'9" again. It's you're going inside 50, no dramas and the like, but you just got to clean that up.
Yeah, that's our forwards. That's me. A few of the others as well, but yeah, that's something we need to focus and tidy up on. I think it's just been a lot of high-pressure games, so I think we're getting a bit nervous, but more practice will be needed in front of the sticks, I think.
A couple of things to work on from last year after speaking to your coach, Doc Clark, obviously bowing out in that prelim was your team defence, your defence and your structures. So all's looking good. I know it's only 2 games in, but are you happy and confident when you review that you get that part of your game right?
Yeah, we're looking at our defensive shape more and also getting our forwards and midfield to all help out. So I think our shape has been pretty good defensively, and our defenders have been pretty good, like one-on-one contests as well. So a lot of the girls have been working on that, and I think the defense is getting there. But of course, there's many things to work on, so hopefully we can just keep improving as time goes by.
You're very similar to our little man, Ned McHenry. He's a pocket rocket and full of effervescence as well, and he talks about shape. What in God's name is shape, Rochelle?
Shape, I guess, our shape behind the ball or how we position ourselves, for those who don't know. But, yeah, we kind of just have, like, how we position ourselves behind the ball, or when the ball moves, we also move as well. So we have a good defensive, I guess you can say, structure, and then get our forwards to come up and help build that shape as well. So there's a balance. I don't know, I'm not that good at explaining, but...
No, you did that very well, Rochelle. I've got one challenge for you this week, and I love your tackles inside 50 because they cause turnovers and cause goals. You got to beat Eb Marinoff. She had 19 tackles last week, Rochelle.
Yes,
19!
That's a lot. I'll try my best.
Good.
To see if I can get around the ball.
Okay, good girl, Tinya.
Yeah.
That's going to... See, you shouldn't have told me that because I'm a cheeky little devil. We'll get a bit of name for it. I like Zip Zap.
Zip Zap, yeah, that's what helps with me, Zip Zap.
Okay, well done, Zip Zap. Thanks for your time. Have a good one against Hawthorn.
No worries, thank you.
See you, Rochelle. And Port Adelaide take on the Kangaroos. Of course, the Kangaroos, I think, have got 1 win and 1 loss. Port Adelaide have got 1 win and 1 loss. So it's 4th place, 6th, and we've got, the new recruit, the star recruit for Port Adelaide, Kirsty Lamb on the line. G'day, Kirsty.
Evening, Timmy. How are we?
Very well. First of all, are you enjoying the change to Port Adelaide from the Bulldogs?
Yeah, I am. It's been a refreshing change. That's sort of what I was looking for when I sort of made the decision to come over. So, yeah, it's been refreshing. It's been challenging as well, but sort of a good challenging, both sort of on and off the field, to sort of start your life, I guess, all over again. But, no, it's been awesome. The club's been really good. The girls have been great. And, yeah, obviously it's just nice to be back playing football.
Yes, and I made a mistake there. You're not North Melbourne in a fortnight. You got Freo first. But just the way you hit the scoreboard for the first time, mate, for Port Adelaide. Is that right? You got a goal?
I did. I kicked a couple on the weekend, which was nice.
Yeah.
I think obviously when you're coming into a new club, you're sort of trying to find your feet and find your role within the team. So, yeah, it's always nice to hit the scoreboard.
Hey, I've got a little broader question for you, Kirsty, because you've been playing AFLW since its inception, and I think you saw it at the beginning. And what I'm seeing now is you would have young ladies who were 9 and 10 years of age would have been playing the game, starting to get drafted now, and that's going to continue from this moment onwards. So the standard of footy when you started, when it was a lot less teams, now that we've expanded it to the 18, but what would you say, the depth of player coming through now that they've been able to play the game right from the early stages, that's only going to benefit, I would imagine, in the future.
Yeah, it is. I mean, obviously when we first started out, there was, far less teams. So those that were playing footy it meant the teams were pretty stacked early days because there just wasn't as many teams. So obviously there wasn't as many spots available for players to get picked. So yeah, obviously back in the day, it was quite competitive and the skill level was quite good. And then obviously you bring in expansion over a few years, and the talent to a degree gets sort of diluted out because you obviously need more players. But yeah, I guess from here on in, you're starting to see players that are getting drafted that have played footy for a very, very young age, and their skill levels are top-notch. We've obviously got our young gun in Sinead Goody, but all of our draftees this year come into our program with a wealth of knowledge behind them. They've got more footy IQ, they've got better skills, and that's purely just because they've played footy from a really young age against girls. They come through the pathway. And then they obviously get drafted. So I guess the pathway now is very similar to the men's program, and you obviously see a number of the younger male players who do get drafted, come into their first or second season and have really good years. So yeah, we're certainly starting to see that in our competition. The more the players get drafted through, the under-18s or through the pathway, it only benefits the clubs because, as I said, they come in with a heap of skill behind them, which, some players didn't necessarily have that if they got drafted from much older in their career, or a little bit older of age, or they've come from a different sport where they are only sort of picking up footy, late in their sort of life. So yeah, I think now that we're seeing 18-year-olds get drafted and they've played footy for a number of years, the skill level is only going to get better and better.
You've been there since day one. This is the comp, AFLW. How many games you played at the MCG?
Footy, just the one football game.
Just the one, yeah.
But no, I've played a bit of cricket on the G, which is obviously always nice. But yeah, just the one game of footy. It was obviously an awesome experience on the weekend. There was obviously a decent crowd in because of the men's final and playing a double header. Hopefully we see more of those in the future.
Excellent.
But yeah, it was a great experience. I'd love to see sort of the AFL take that on and see some more in the future as we sort of add more games into our season. Obviously, there's going to be more and more clashes with the men's season. So, yeah, if we can have some more double headers where possible, I think that's a good outcome for both games.
Well, good luck against Fremantle this Saturday, Alberton Oval, 4:05 start. So get another couple of goals on the board for us.
I'll do my best. Thanks, guys.
Good on you, Kirsty Lamb there, the key recruit for Port Adelaide, making
she's a
big impact already.
Yeah, massive game. So Port Freo Saturday and the Crows and Hawks on Sunday. Both here in town and both live on 5AA this weekend.
'Cause I'm Timmy G!
It's about time we give you the chance to get to the semi-final this Friday night, Port Adelaide and Hawthorn. It is a massive one. If you want the double pass to go and play, you can play Timmy's quiz right now, 8223 0055. Play that after the break.
The 5AA Sports Show with Rowey and Timmy G.
For the very latest in local footy, tune in to the 5AA Sandful Show each Monday from 6:30pm. It's tradition, it's excitement, and it's beats, eats, and footy fun with your mates. Sandful, nothing beats it.
Welcome to YH Support Services, your trusted NDIS service provider. Promoting independence is our cornerstone. With over 30 years of experience and a person-centred approach, we provide respite, supported independent living, community participation and in-home support. Our experienced staff are hand-picked to ensure our participants receive the highest level of support, delivering great care. Your choice and your control. Choose YH Support Services, where compassion and professionalism meet to create a supportive, inclusive community for everyone. For more information, visit yhsupport.com.au.
Hi, Brady Bitt here from Mawson Lakes Mazda. There's a lot to like about Mawson Lakes Mazda. They'll take care of you with next day servicing, complimentary loan car, vacuum and wash, and your breakfast or lunch is on them. Your car gets the love too with their state-of-the-art service centre, brimming with top-trained mechanics. At Mawson Lakes Mazda, they'll look after your car and look after you. Mawson Lakes Mazda, just a short drive from the city.
You wake up in the morning, there's 2 scam texts and a fake invoice email on your phone. It's the never-ending war against scammers. But Australian banks are fighting back. Intelligence sharing between banks will identify new types of scams faster. A new payment system to make sure you paid the right person is being rolled out. Unique identity checks will help combat identity theft. And there'll be more double checks when you're paying someone new. Australian banks are working to protect you.
You loved live music growing up. It was sweaty and loud. You loved your job. It was hard, but rewarding. And now you love being able to slow down and spend time with family. Can you hear the ones you love? If you're over 26, you can book a free hearing check at Audica. Call 1300 460 460 or visit audica.com.au. Love your ears at Audica.
So what do you think?
It's shorter than I was expecting. Yeah. KFC's doing 6 for $6.95 hot and crispy. Shut up and take my money!
Not everywhere and not forever. Pick up only.
Go Vita, your local health food shops. Over 30 years health and wellness experience and over 300 natural health practitioners specialising in you.
Hi, I'm Ali from Go Vita Marinating Colonnades. Melrose Fish Oil Heart and Health 500ml was $32.95, now $24.75. Save 25%. Always read the label and follow instructions for use.
Go Vita, Colonnades, Fairview Green, Marion, Mount Barker, Monopara, Semaphore and Tanunda.
Simplicity Funerals make funeral planning the way it should be. Simple. With our easy and straightforward packages, it has never been simpler to organise a respectful funeral. Visit simplicityfunerals.com.au or call us 24/7 to get started today.
Everyday items locked in at low prices for longer. There's more ways than ever to save at Foodland.
The 5AA Sport Show, Rowey and Timmy G.
23 after 6, driving with Dixon right around the corner at 6:30. And Terry McAuliffe's going to join us on a Wednesday night to give us the latest from the Balaclava Cup Day. But first...
'Cause I'm Timmy G!
Well, these are the hottest tickets in town. Without a doubt, Port Hawthorn, Friday night, live and local on 5AA. David from Monopara. Here's Timmy.
Okay, David, the question
Hi,
is...
Timmy.
G'day, Dave. The question is, my friend, including caretaker coaches, name every Port Adelaide coach in the AFL era. Now, I don't want to name them. I want a number. So how many? It's between 1 and 10. So you just got to guess a number between 1 and 10, Dave. And it includes people who have, filled in for the coach if he was crook or he was sacked or anything like that.
Is AFL or the whole
AFL
history?
only. AFL only. It's between 1 and 10.
4.
4.
Sorry, Dave.
Thank you. Let's go to Fabio. Fabio, it's higher than 4 and less than 10.
I'll go with 6.
Thank you, Fabio. Let's go to Graham. Graham, it's between 6 and 10.
Give me lucky 7.
Lucky 7. Yeah. Congratulations, Graham.
Yes. Oh, fantastic. I don't even support Port Adelaide, but I'm so happy to go.
Oh, well.
Well done,
only if you support us, Graham. Otherwise, I'm going to give it to somebody else.
I will on the night.
All right. Well, the coaches, of course, were the inaugural coach, John Cale, followed by Mark Williams. Phil Walsh had to fill in for Mark Williams when his father Foss passed away, and he did the one game. Matthew Primus then was coach for a couple of years. Gary Hocking took over as caretaker after Matthew Primus for 4 games. Ken Hinkley, of course, still coaching, and Alan Richardson filled in for Ken Hinkley in his first year just for one game when he was crook. How's that? There's the 7.
There's a history lesson.
You will really enjoy that, mate. Stay on the line. We'll get your details. We'll do another 2 tickets tomorrow.
Correct.
Port v Hawthorn.
Now, it was the Balaclava Cup, of course, one of the great country meets here in South Australia for racing.com. Terry McAuliffe joins us. G'day, Tez.
Yeah, how are you, boys?
I made a little bit of drama too. Favourite child, scratch late.
Yeah, so there were to be 16 runners. Michael Hickmott had 5 in the race. He had 1 injured on the way to the track in the float. The horse was okay, but had to be deemed a scratching from the cup. So then we were left with 15, and the favourite was Favourite Child, which Jamie Carr had flown home to Adelaide to ride Will Clarkin and Nicky O'Shea, who were going for their 3rd successive win in the race with both it and Second to None, which is owned and bred by my co-worker at racing.com, John Kelton. But Favourite Child, scratched at the gates. It was playing up in the barriers, and the vet had a look at it and took it out. So there was a sensation before the race. And then, as it turned out, Aerosol worked its way to the front for Jason Holder, who had a massive day. Had 5 rides there. He rode 4 winners, including winning the Cup on Air Assault for Andrew Lewis.
Oh, that's outstanding. I tried to get the trifecta as well because I ended up getting Air Assault. I was fortunate enough to back that after Favourite Child had pulled out there. But Dubai Poet running second at $3.10 and Tipper at $4.20, and I think we had Sir Kingsford running fourth. It made a nice payout for trifectas and pick fours.
Yeah, no, certainly did. And look, all those 4 horses you mentioned all ran very well. They actually were in the first 4 the whole way, so they dominated the race. But Air Assault, fantastic win. Andrew Lewis, as we know, he's been training solo for, 13 or 14 months now since the retirement of Leon McDonald, his father-in-law. Leon was there on track today. He was highly emotional after the win because it was a race that he was always desperate to win. He's great mates with Doug Hall, who's been the backbone of the Balaclava Racing Club for north of 20 years. And the closest Leon got, he ran second one year with Waging War, which was a little bit unlucky. So obviously he was absolutely rapt for his son-in-law, Andrew Lewis, winning the race. But he was a bit overcome with emotion, poor old Leon. But it was certainly a great day for young Andrew, who's doing a terrific job. He had 2 winners at Morphettville last Saturday, and he's landed the Balaclava Cup this afternoon, as you pointed out, Tim, one of the great provincial country races in our state.
Fantastic. And it was a good day overall, the whole card, and I would imagine there's still a few punters making their way back home.
Yeah, went past a few pubs on the way home. Plenty of buses have already pulled up. It's a long day, Balaclava Cup. It was 10 races on the program, so it was an early start, and it's a late finish getting home if you're on one of those buses.
I love it, mate. Hey, we'll speak to you Friday, mate, because you are on the winning podium once again. Well done last week. I think it was Maricourt. Well done.
No, it was Gilladora.
Gilladora, that's right. Maricourt the week before, but Gilladora, what a good one that was. Well played,
just on Maricourt, he actually ran in the Cup today. He ran really well. He ran, I think he finished 5th in the end, but it was a really good run, and I know he's going to the Murray Bridge Cup at one of his next assignments. So, it was a great day, boys. Look forward to chatting with you again on Friday.
Yeah, see you then, Terry. Racing.com, Terry McAuliffe.
Excellent work. 29 after 6.
Rowey and Timmy G on the 5AA Sports Show. 5AA Nights with Lee Forrest.
Gives me great pleasure to welcome David Williams back to